Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happy watching this. Risco in Tokyo coming at you with some more wipEout. wipEout is I'm convinced that's how it's pronounced. We can clearly see. I mean, actually, it's more of like a wipEo beat. I'm pretty sure that's a beat there, like a kind of he with a double dot on it. It's a beat. Okay, I'm just being a goof. I don't know. We're just doing this thing. I don't know why it's loading. I didn't touch nothing. I don't know like how much more we can actually get unlocked because we kind of suck. I'm being honest, you know. I try to be honest. And that was quite the lightning. And I'm not riding it. It's just lightning. What do we want? This is a detonator, this is eliminator. Chronos told us how these work, and I don't remember. And therefore, I'm just gonna do... They're all the same, it looks like. Royalty. I don't know what that means. I don't know what royalty means, so whatever. I like piranhas, so I'm gonna go with piranhas. Ebre kiboto mo 2回押すとクラフトがサイドシフトします。目の前にいる。あ、never mind. Alright, 白いボムを破壊したポイント. Okay, so if we blow up landmines and bombs, we get points. That's all I care about. I'll figure the rest out as we go. Stage 1. Okay, right. The button for shooting things is completely useless, and I love that for us. Why is the button for shooting things so close to the other button? I feel like this is not the way it should be. Also, we probably shouldn't be just blowing shit up with our face. I'm gonna go with that. Oh, it's Hive! What? Oh, okay, it's a person popping around a door. I was really confused there for a second, because it doesn't show up on the PlayStation overlay. It was just a line, and I was like, what the heck does that mean?
Stage 2.
It is the X button to go. Hive, how are you doing tonight? Is life being kind to you? It better be, because I'll be very cross if it is not. And I would rather not be cross.
Bomb ahead.
Or at least, I mean, I'd rather not be cross unless it was useful. That bomb did not explode, and I find that to be very disappointing. These bombs, though, I keep on running into things, and I don't think that's a long term gonna work for us.
Stage 3.
We are still alive, so I mean, I'll take what I can get. Do I need to keep pressing X? Typing is hard. The cat is on the lap.
Chain bonus.
That is, I mean, but it's a lovely reason for it to be hard to type. Sharing your warmth, kindness with the cat. Who doesn't love that?
Bomb ahead.
Only the dead. And we're not down with being dead. Not much. A little bit, but not very much. I am sucking a butt.
Stage 4.
I don't believe this is how the race is supposed to go. I have the feeling that we're gonna run out of, like, energy or fuel or something.
Energy critical.
Okay, see? Like, just like that. Oh, it's Quill! It is lovely to see you, Quill. I hope that you're doing very well. You're right. Sometimes we all have to suck a butt. Sometimes that is our lot in life. We need 80,000 points to clear. We did not get... But we were close. We got 70,000 points. That's not so bad. I will do that again, I guess. Read my roster wrong and went to the wrong serve state. Oh no! That is not good. Did you... I hope you didn't get in trouble.
Stage 1.
Oh, we just go. We don't have to push the X button. There's no pushing X here.
Bomb ahead.
Okay, that makes it a little bit easier for me. We're hoping that this didn't cause any consternation with your boss, because sometimes the bosses, they get titchy about that kind of shit. Even though it's a perfectly human mistake that everybody could perfectly humanly make. Okay, that was not...
EMP energized.
The one I was at was at the wrong side. Bad? That's bad. I haven't been yelled at. I just had to stay back by the time I was accidentally missed. That's, I mean, that's fair.
EMP energized.
I mean, it does suck, but it's fair. And at least, like, you didn't just lose out on money. Unless you needed to do something directly after work, in which case that would be kind of trouble. Oh, fudge. Alright, we are halfway towards placement. This is not too bad. Ah! Okay, Nisco, could you maybe stop in the walls, the running into them? As I don't think that is really what we need in our life right now. Music, where did you go? Sound, where did you go? That's a headphone thing, by the way. I'm pretty sure that it's not a, it's not a, like a game on purpose thing.
EMP energized.
EMP energized. I appreciate that, EMP. Oh, fudge!
Bomb ahead.
Perfect for decimating waterways once it makes its way in the drain.
Critical.
What? Found my new nemesis, a sensory toy that's just small. Hold on a moment. Yeah! Okay, we are totally gonna die. We are totally gonna die.
Bomb ahead.
I just want this
5 chain bonus.
80,000 points. Please, just don't run into any walls for about 2 seconds. We got it! Good. Okay, now if we die, it's okay. Oh, okay, good. Found my nemesis, a sensory toy that's just small styrofoam beads, coated in an adhesive to make it soft but sticky. Perfect for decimating waterways once it makes its way to the drain. That sounds like... That sounds like a very poor design. And I kind of hate that. Oh, we unlocked shit. Single race, speed lap, eliminator. Let's try speed lap. Piranha. These are slick looking ships, by the way. I am loving them. Everyone involved in its design should be held accountable. Yes. And they should have to take like a refresher course on how like water systems work and why this is a terrible idea. Because I feel like they may have missed that class in school. Which is okay, we've all slept through classes before. Like, that happens. Wow, these ships are also pretty. I might do the Quirix? Is this called Quirix? I might do a Quirix.
Kyrex.
Or Kyrex, you know. We do this every few years. Some cheap kid toys shows up, and it's always super destructive. I mean, it's like Jarts. Honestly. Although, I think, like, kind of Jarts is my go-to for, like, really bad ideas for kids' toys. Oh wait, now I've got to press X? How come I didn't have to press X in the last race? What the fuck, game? Okay, whatever. Don't think about it too much. Although the Easy Bake Oven was also probably a bad idea. Are Jarts gene darts? I wish. Jarts are like... Could we produce something that is primarily designed to cause skull fractures? And then could we market it to children? Because that's basically... I feel like that was the design document. It was like, we need to impale heads. How could we do that? It's kind of like a... I don't know, like a sacrificial toy for, like, corn? Not the band, but the Chaos God? Lots of blood, lots of skulls. This is sure making me want to download Wipeout again. wipEout is calling to you, Hive. wipEout is like, come on, let's play. Would this not be cool?
Silver medal.
Oh shit! We got a silver medal. I think that means that we placed. Corn for those at home in the chat. This is true. Wait, am I spelling it, or am I spelling it right? Disco, what the fuck? Am I pronouncing it right? It is pronounced corn, right? Like the 90s band? Also possibly the food stuff? Okay, good. I was worried about that. Wait, I missed something about narcotics? Which...
New lap record.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to, after this race, I'm gonna have to check what Quill said, because I think something about small beads being narcotic. Which again? I can't talk. The talking? It's pronounced like mace. Now, the Chaos God predated the 90s band, right? Do we have any indication that the 90s band took their name from the Chaos God? Because they do spell with a K, but they don't have the H and E in it. So I feel like it could kind of go either way. Okay, Risco, that's not how it works. You don't want to hug the walls like that. This is not a party. You don't have to do your favorite wallflower impression. I was gonna roll that into a music joke, but I honestly could not... How did I get a gold medal? I sucked on that. I don't remember a single song by the Wallflowers. Hold on, Quill says there was the one time where they sold these beads that you could make pixel art with, and they turned out to be narcotic. Oh my god, I shouldn't say that I love that, but I kind of love that, Quill. Hold on. Band, the Wallflowers. Oh my god. Look at this man. Oh crap, that was Bob Dylan's kid, right? I mean, Jacob Dylan? It's gotta be Bob Dylan's kid, right? I don't remember a single freaking song that these... Wait, like... No, the hero from Godzilla, the movie, is not the hero from, Spider-Man? That's somebody different. That's... Nickelback? Is that Nickelback? Why do I care? I do not. Honestly, I do not. Warhammer Fantasy launched in 1983, so it stands to reason that Korn predated Korn. This is good to know. I guess we got the gold. I really honestly don't know how that race worked, because was that a Chad Kroger solo joint? I feel like this has come up before, but is Chad Kroger, like, is he the heir to the Kroger's supermarket chain? The Kroger's dynasty? Chad Kroger hero. Song by Chad Kroger. It is listed as a solo project. God, that is such a shitty song. But now I want to know about the supermarket. Chad Kroger relationship to supermarket. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, so the spelling is wrong, but there's the first thing that comes up on Google is Chad Kroger's set to open chain of supermarkets Kroger's to compete directly with Kroger. I hate this world. I hate everything about it. I need it to stop. He's the heir to the Krogan from Mass Effect. I mean, that seems like it's better than being the heir to the Kroger's supermarket dynasty, but I think my favorite fact about Nickelback is the way they get a positive reaction while playing live is to do... Wait, hold on a second. I missed some of this. Is to do a bunch of Metallica songs. I mean... I guess? They're both kind of evil. Is Nickelback evil, or does Nickelback just suck? Oh, Alice, it is wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing very well tonight. I also, although I did not do my regular spiel because I was mid-race, but to Hive and Quill as well, I hope that you are doing wonderfully. I hope that none of you is getting more stress from life than you can possibly handle at the moment, because, you know, it's a lot. Nickelback are friends with PtaER. Okay, and PtaER is white supremacists, so... I did do that for you? Did I do that for you? I'm glad. It's hard because I don't remember anything about 2 seconds after it's out of my mouth. Apparently when they go full metal, they have decent energy. Okay, so, like... Is Metallica full metal now? I mean, I don't want to, like... be gatekeepy and bullshitty about it, but like I feel like there's more metal than Metallica. But maybe that's just because Metallica, they're all in their 60s now, and I don't know. I'm probably being shitty right now, and I probably, like, Metallica deserves people to be shitty with them, but I probably shouldn't be shitty. I want a pretty car. That is entirely, the 100% my desire here is just to have a pretty car. Metal is metal, it takes all kinds. That's true. That's true. But you said full metal. Like, I feel like it's kind of like a step up.
Welcome to Modesto Heights.
We're getting all these, like, thunder rumbles and lightning strikes, but no rain. And I don't know how I feel about any of that. Okay, we do have to press buttons now. Instead of doing radio rock song with hints of metal. See? Also, like, what the fuck is with this track? I hate it. It's very narrow. Okay, I'm just gonna shit this race. I am saying that Saint Anger is not Full Metal. Just because Saint Anger's kind of crap. Is this Rainbow Road? Because, like, there are rainbows on the road, and I am sucking at it. No respect for this. I have no respect for Saint Anger. I'm sorry. And I kind of like Load and Reload. Or at least I appreciate Load and Reload. And I think The Memory Remains is actually a pretty good song. It's a lot of fun in karaoke. But, like, no. Saint Anger can actually piss up an actual rope. This is a shitty track. I'm coming out and saying that this track sucks. Why has it gotta be so fucking narrow? My hot Metallica take is Lulu is their best album. What's Lulu? More like The Memory Remains? I need memories first. Quill is the thing? I did not enjoy that race at all. It's the album they did Lou Reed. I didn't know that that was a thing. Honestly, like, my knowledge of Metallica stops somewhere around Saint Anger or Death Magnetic. And my only knowledge of Death Magnetic is that it's got a really goofy album cover. Now, Saint Anger also had a really goofy album cover, but I know some of the songs on it. For real though, Lulu has some kind of catchy riffs buried under the Lou Reed. Okay. I am willing to accept that. I did not enjoy that race. Death Magnetic is so compressed to hell, it sounds absolutely awful. I'm willing to accept that. I mean, I'm willing to accept the truth of that statement just because I do not have the ears to verify it myself. That sounded really shitty. I don't like the way that came out at all. As though if I had better hearing, that I would take umbrage with your statement, which is simply not true. I'm sorry, Hype. That wasn't... That didn't read at all the way that I wanted it to. And I need to own that. Fudge.
Welcome to Talon's Junction. Reverse.
I got a blood blister on the inside of my mouth because I was... Oh, Rabbits! Wonderful to see you today, Rabbits. I hope that you are doing excessively well. I hope that life is being kind to you. Or I will pop it in the nose. I will not pump it in the nose. That would be completely different. We can always pivot to the universal experience of shitting on Saint Anger. I mean, that's not unfair. Death Magnetic sounds, even on expensive audio gear, like you're listening to it on blown out $10 PC speakers from the 90s. Maybe that's what they were going for. Like, maybe that was... They wanted to bring back that nostalgia factor. Also, side note, and like, we don't need to expand on this, but I do have a kind of a question. Are cassettes coming back? Are cassettes like the hipster fucking thing? Because the thing is, I can get vinyl. And I can get, like, why people might be behind vinyl. But cassettes are just shit. they break down so quickly, and they get all like, they get all de-threaded and then wrapped around your freaking tape deck. Like, why would we bring back cassettes? Of all fucking things. I can understand people being against, like, oh, CDs, they don't sound right. They lose some of that, like, that bump. But, like, cassettes are just garbage.
Plasma.
I do need to focus just a little bit, but I will look at chat in a second. Nobody fucking touch me. I am not coming in last place in this race. I am 3rd out of 8. I think that gets us a mark. Where is the... I want this race to be over before I'm fucking dead. Please, just let the race end.
Race complete.
Excuse me. That is absolutely not what they're going for. Okay, that's fair. That was regarding the nostalgia factor earlier on. Yes, to cassettes coming back. Cassettes were always big. Every small punk and black metal band still uses cassettes. It's part of that culture. I don't know how much longevity they have as far as the magnetic strip, because my experience with cassettes was rapid sound degradation, and then basically the cassette committing suicide. I didn't realize that they had stuck around. I thought that they had basically died out in the 90s, but I guess I am wrong there. Like, I saw May Leeds put out some of her music on cassette, and I thought, like, oh, she's going for a hipster irony thing, and that's cool. But then when we were at that, like, we were at the Furby record shop 2 weeks ago, or last week, or whenever it was, like, there was a whole bunch of cassettes for sale, and I was like, oh shit, like, people are doing this. This is a thing. The more underground and punk and metal scenes still sell cassettes. Like, I didn't even know you could still buy blanks. I used to have so many cassette mixtapes, and I did love them. And then they were stolen from my car, so... I wonder if the reason behind Death Magnetic is that their sound guy didn't know how to handle distortion with digital? You would... I mean... I suppose that's quite possibly the case, but it's like... You would think that if you have Metallica money, you could hire people to do what you want to do? I mean, that sounds like a... That sounds weird, and... Probably they could also use that money to do weird things, but you would think... You would assume that... Like, you could get professionals to get the effects that you want. Rick Rubin is famous for overly compressing albums. Metallica went on tour and left Rubin to do his thing. And he... Wait, what? What did I just do? Why are we in another race right now? Do we have to do 2 races in a row? Why, though? I hate this.
Mines.
Oh, fuck you! Buddy? What a jackass.
Rockets.
Now I gotta pay attention to the race and I can't look at chat? And I'm gonna feel all salty about that? Because you'll probably all be saying really interesting things. Now I have cursed you. Pew! Okay, I don't hate this as much as that race that I hate before, but, like, I am not enjoying this. At least it's very pretty. It is very pretty. Alright, we are in 2nd place, and I am not... I refuse to lose 2nd place. I don't have to come in 1st, but... I would like to at least, like... do whatever unlocky shit. I'm trying to unlock shit is the thing.
Cannon.
Now I'm just like, I am deeply interested in what's going on in chat, because I can actually see it moving on the side of the screen, and it is giving me hives. I'm getting agita here. I don't need agita.
Contender eliminated.
What am I supposed to do with agita? I do like this BGM though. It is making me happy. It is filling me with happiness, and I need that so much.
Race.
Fucking yes! I guess he intentionally chose... Okay, so Rabbit's responding to Hive about Ruben. And what does brickwalled mean? That's actually a good question. I don't know what that is. Oh, it means everything was maxed out. If you max out everything, though, it's like, doesn't that just wipe out the nuance of the sound? Alice says the true way to enjoy Death Magnetic is to watch a million videos from like 2013 that are titled The Sound War Death Magnetic Fixed, with a million comments fighting about how it's not sounding right. I love it! Everything was max volume and compressed so that parts of the waveform were clipped. I love that. Wait, it's just like... Wait, what? Quill, what? What does that mean? Are you clipped? Do I... Is this like a trans joke, and should I be like, congratulations and woohoo? Or... I'm so confused. Rabbit says, damn, I can't imagine anyone worth their salt would agree with that kind of choice. That just seems amateur. Yeah. Maxed out is also, that could be good, but there's like the rotating smiley faces. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. Because I wasn't looking at chat. You are very pretty, Quill. Hive says someone merged the stems used for that GarageBand Metallica game, and all of a sudden Death Magnetic had all this extra detail that no one could notice. Well, it is very pretty, just like Quill. We're loving it. And we somehow pulled in first in that race, and I don't understand how, but I will take it. Wait, like... Oh shit, that's why it's like 3 out of 4 races. Okay. Now I understand why we just have to keep on racing. I just want to get my unlocks. Cause it's just gonna get harder every fucking time. And I hate that. Oh, this is a really narrow course. I do not like this.
Mines.
I do not want this very narrow course.
Bomb.
I mean, maybe... Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, bugger and fuck. God damn it. Well, maybe we could play it like Mario Kart, where, like, you can utterly fuck up one race and still at least, like, place in the overall. Oh, it's Rainbow Road, of course! Of course it is. Shit. Shit on me. But not actually. That's not my thing. We did get the 2nd place, and we do have shitty cannons now. But I keep on hitting these walls, and I do not love that. Cause we're gonna... Oh, fuck me. Sideways. We're totally gonna run out of shield juice. Oh, you motherfucker. I swear to fucking God. What is even your fucking problem? Oh, you sleazy jackass. I am really fighting not to, like, say worse things. No, you can't energy critical me, you bastards. You fucking slags.
Rockets. Contender eliminated.
I am gonna win this goddamn race and I'm never gonna have to do it again. Leech beam for the win, motherfucker. Yes! Thank God! Listening to the GarageBand mix of Death Magnetic and suddenly sounds out of backing vocals and etc. that just couldn't be heard on the album, people paid money for. I did remember at the last minute, Hive, and I think that's what saved us. I'm also not listening to that version, and there's a giant difference. Like, I didn't know what to listen for, and I still noticed it. Man, they must have just completely fucked the chicken on Death Magnetic. And you know that once you fuck the chicken, you can't unfuck the chicken. Like, that's just... You're done, basically. No one fucking a chicken. It's very bad. Did that end their career? Did they stop making albums after Death Magnetic? And Jelly Beans, it is wonderful to see you as always. I hope that you are doing exceptionally well. I hope that life is not giving you any more stress than you feel like you can deal with because, you know, the world. Oh, come on now. After all this time, they're gonna give us no wall type thing. I can word. I cannot word. I have no ability to word. I'm just gonna have to pack it up, I guess. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Oh shit, we didn't get the lock on. Fudge. Bugger and Sin. Also, I don't know if you can unfuck a rooster. I'd have to ask. I feel like you'd have to pay extra. Oh, come the fuck on with your mines. I can't move! I'm getting very close to Mario Kart levels of pissed off. And then it's just, it's gonna be all over. It'll just be me swearing for about, like, the next 2 hours. And nobody wants that. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. I don't check out my metrics, so... Please stop running into walls, I swear to God. Oh wait, I didn't want to suck up the turbo, I wanted to use the turbo? I fudged that. Oh, give me strength. I swear. To what god do I even fucking pray? I mean, entropy usually works. So I guess we'll go with that. Entropy, give me fucking strength. Or, like, good luck, honestly, would be nice too. I could use the luck more than the strength at the moment. Although strength would be pretty good.
Tournament complete.
Whew! I mean, corn is not really my jam, honestly. Slaanesh? I'd be down with Slaanesh. Maybe Xenic in a pinch. Not Nurgle. I mean, I appreciate Nurgle. Nurgle's really cool and everything, but like, I've already got a shitload of body issues. I don't think being like a bloated, swollen plague bomb would make me any happier. I know. Rabbits, like, not... not that one. Oh, definitely not the band Korn. We're not praying to them. Hive says, I must tell you about the time I tried to buy a metal album on Bandcamp, but couldn't because I didn't have any desire to fork over $99. Wait, I got... Oh my... What? Wait, what? Okay. The cutoff on the PS4 overlay is bullshit right there, because not $99, but $9,999 to buy the digital album, and dear reader, The way the band wanted you to get the digital album was to buy the cassette, which came with a copy of the digital album, except they had 100 copies of the cassette only, and they specifically said that if people wanted the digital album to please mail back the cassette so they had stock to sell. What the fuck? Okay, the only way that could have been weirder, Hive, is if they, like, the program for the digital album was actually somehow on the cassette. Like an old school program loaded on tape type of deal. Slaanesh is the hot lady one. I'm not sure what gender Slaanesh is, actually. I'm pretty sure that Slaanesh is like the hot whatever the fuck they want to be at the moment one. But yeah, Slaanesh is the gender, basically. Because I've read, like, I think I've read canon writing on Slaanesh that's used all pronouns, depending on who's writing for them, so... But they're cool. They seem very accepting. Now, I am going to take, like, a really short break, because we just did, like, a chunk of races. Gonna give myself a little bit of a stretch and have some orange juice, because I have that. And I will be back in just, like, a couple of minutes. Orcs are psychics by way of yobs and soccer hooligans, and they do things like they believe red is faster, and so canonically and mechanically, red things are faster when orcs use them. Also, I think they reproduce by spores. Warp is like space hell. Yeah. I don't remember, like, the machine, I think the machine cult that Casey talks about is the Mechanus Adeptus, and they're a branch of the Empire, if I'm remembering correctly, which I may not. Most all of my knowledge of 40k and Warhammer in general is just pure osmotic. Like, I've never actually, like, played it or really gotten into the books. Adeptus Mechanicus. Okay, I was close. The Chaos Gods, you've got Khorne, and Khorne is like a Franzetta painting. Just like, think, just big barbarian dude who just wants everything fucking dead. Violence all the time. Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne. Very, straightforward type of chap. Grandpa Nurgle is the Chaos God of Plagues, and his gig, at least as I remember it, is that Nurgle loves life. It's just that viruses, bacteria, and germs are also life. So Nurgle just wants to turn everything into a plague factory, and then there'll be lots and lots of life, and he'll be happy. Slaanesh is the god of basically gender, but more amusingly, the god of pleasure and temptation. And Xenic, whose name I am certain that I'm mispronouncing, is like technology and magic, and has like a lot of folks with moons for heads. Nurgle does love all his subjects. He does. Nurgle is full of love. It's just that, his expression of love is Lord of Change. Okay. So, like, the expression there is change through magic and tech, maybe? Mostly what I remember, like, of Scenic, or Zenitich. See, like, why? Look, English. I know that there are languages out there that support having, like, a row of 4 concurrent consonants, but English, like, doesn't really all that well, so I would like it if RPG designers maybe did not, like, just throw together a whole bunch of consonants. And if they are going to do that, if they would just give us a fucking pronunciation guide. Embodies mortals' tendencies towards mutability and change, and the drive to evolve and manipulate. There you go. So, I mean, I'm not out of pocket by choosing Slaanesh. Well, I mean, probably Xenic, maybe more, because I don't know if my body issues would go well with Slaanesh, but I appreciate what Slaanesh is going for, so I guess I'm here for it. Single race. Okay, so it's tournament. That's why that took so long. Got it. Zench. I've always pronounced Zench closer to Zench. Okay. Like, I'm super here for it. I'm 100% willing to take that as a pronunciation guide. I got this blood blister is on the inside of my mouth, and I am hating it, because now that I've noticed it, I can't not notice it, and it's just driving me, like, right up the fucking wall. Faisar. Nurgle sounds a lot like the German slang word for complaining. Norgeln. 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 I said it's been 18 years since I've had anything to do with the game. Yo, I mean, Hive, like, I'll take it. I'll take it, yeah.
Welcome to Modesto Heights. Reverse.
So those are like your Chaos Gods. You've got the Empire, like you said, it was basically Space Fash. Was supposed to be a satire, and then, like, it just stopped, I think, at some point, being a satire. You got the Orcs. You've got the Eldar, who are kind of space elves-ish. The Necrons, and I don't know, I don't get the Necrons deal. They're mechanical zombies? Maybe? Ish? The Zench have a simile called Zilch. Possibly, I've never asked. Space elves with their space racism. I mean, that's basically just elves, right? Is there any setting where elves are not at least vaguely racist? Because I feel like that's an elf thing. It's what happens when your Rons die and they get all necro. I mean, zombie Ron Howard that sounds terrifying. I wouldn't like that. Zombie Ronald Reagan? Fucking hell? Like, what fresh hell would that be? Is that really a thing that you would want in your world?
Mines. Rockets.
I can't with this race. I am space racist because it's in space. I was thinking Ron Howard. I mean, it's better than Ron Jeremy. Imagine Robo-Zombie Rob Jeremy. Or Ron Jeremy, excuse me.
Final lap.
I mean, just how gross would that be? I think in terms of history of the fantasy genre, elves were kind of the fantasy equivalent to Aryans. I don't know. I mean, yes. I feel like that's not an inappropriate take. But also wispy. And I kind of feel like a lot of the Aryans are going for more of like a block look.
Race complete.
That's why I hate writing them. Hovering through the 90s. Wait, what? Ludo! Ludo, how you doing? It's wonderful to see you. I hope that you're doing, I hope you're doing very, very well. I got a little bit distracted by Hive. Sorry about that. And, I hope that you're doing wonderfully. That life is not giving you any more challenges than you feel like you can handle at the moment. Because the world is a fuck. I kind of like... I mean, I don't know. I bounce on and off, Strauss's later laundry books and also his earlier laundry books, but for different reasons. But I do kind of appreciate the fact that he made his elves like just explicitly fascist. Like they're totally fash. They're fantasy, spacey, total racist, fascist douchebags. Except for, like, the magic pixie dream girl who becomes a main character, and I guess she's kind of, sort of, less fashy, but, you know, it's still the British government, and it's the end of the world, so the British government is now ruled by Nyarlathotep, and they're pretty fashy. Also, the Tau, I don't know, like, I don't really get anything about the Tau. Elves were the fantasy equivalent of UK Irish fairies and Nordic dark elves. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to take a stab at the pronunciation because I know I'll kill it, and light elves. But you can read some supremacy stuff into their whole more civilized thing. Yeah. Quill says, I find the idea of elves existing among humans would immediately be viewed as the white ideal. The elves in Strauss are basically, they're kept under a system of very strong Gaiuses, and in a concentration camp, because if they had free will, they would basically kill everybody. And pretty rapidly too. The Tau are evil space communists. Of course they are. It's why I support 1000% multiracial elves and things like WoW, movies and things. I mean, I'm right there with ya. Elves were a Fey folk thing in certain tellings, weren't they? I'm not going to be able to answer that one. I just definitely don't have the background. I appreciate... what's the word I want? I appreciate more interesting takes on elves, like what you're saying, Quill. But I also appreciate takes where it's like, oh, you want the elves as you see them in the Tolkien style? Well, okay, let's run with that. What would that, what would that group be like? They'd be fucking assholes.
Piranha.
Dropping the Initial D reference on their way in. I don't know anything about Initial D except for the memes. And I'm here for the memes. A lot of elves are pretty androgynous, so I think it would be scary to cultures that have hypermasculine ideas. Well, that's what I kind of meant by, like, elves seem very wispy. So, in that aspect, not maybe particularly of the Aryan ideal. Oh, is this Eliminator? Are we in Eliminator? Is that what we're doing?
Missile.
Oh, that makes sense because it said there were Mugen laps, and Mugen would mean infinite. Why can I not pick up, like, a fucking thing that shoots? Well done. Visco, well done. You completely hit that dude. I did not, in fact, hit anything. Could I just I need a weapon. Oh, they gave me cannon. Of course they did. Because cannons are fucking great. I hate them. I'm in 7th place because I can't pick up a weapon. Oh, for fuck's sakes! How did I get to 2nd place? What? Whatever. Okay, look, I don't care. I just want to win. Oh, plasma is neat. I like plasma. I did not hit anything with it, but that's okay. Oh, for fuck's sakes! I just need to shoot something, but I have no gun. Folks, why do they do this to me? Why must they tease me so much? The hitboxes on these weapon pickups are just for fuck. They are absolutely for fuck. Okay, I need to be behind everything. Oh, but that did not, this is not what I wanted. Why can't I get what I want? Give me what I want and I'll go away. I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to the chat for a second. Just kind of trying to not die. Or win. I mean, I'm big on winning. Fuck you, buddy! How you like them apples? I hope they're delicious! With their appliness. Oh wait, what did I do? Okay, that was not how that worked.
Mines.
And yet, somehow it worked for me. Get out of my way, you jerks. You cannot touch my greatness. Enjoy the quake. What am I? How many points? 200 points? We could totally do that. That is totes doable.
Bomb. Missile. Energy critical.
Shield active.
Oh fudge. That didn't help me. My energy, she is critical. Please. Fudge. Fudge.
Shield active.
Oh fudge, I didn't want the shield, I wanted to shoot things. With death. I asked for so little, game, and that's just to kill everything. Which I guess puts me more in a corn mood, I suppose. But not like a freak on a leash. Like, completely different from that. That's not... We're not doing that.
Plasma.
No?
Critical.
Oh my god. This dude just blew me up. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it, don't do that. This is not the time for that.
Mines.
We are so close. I need to shoot something. Thank you. Things have been shot. As they should.
Contender eliminated.
What?
Missile. Mines.
5 points from the win.
Energy critical.
Oh, you
Mines.
fucking bastard. I will not give you
Complete. Gold
the win.
medal awarded.
Gold medal awarded. That's because your girl is evil. Hive says, elves that kidnap babies and replace them with elves that look like those babies but are deathly allergic to iron and ovens. I mean, I'm allergic to ovens. I will allow what Quill has said. Fae used to be kind of hardcore till they got turned into cute little folks. I mean, do we blame Tolkien for that? Well, that's just elves, though. That's not like all Fae. Quill says, in the odd story I write, elves are a bunch of aristocrats who cultivate and are cultivated by spirits that are tied to their clans through generations of death and birth. They're all assholes, because the clan you're born into might have a super old and powerful spirit, or they might have found theirs last week. Okay. I totally need to be in mod view so I could see, like, why Automod decided to fuck with Quill again. I don't know what Automod caught on you, Quill. That was so weird. Because there was a thing. There was like, hey, this person said bad thing, but you did not say anything bad. You said assholes, which was permitted a whole 7 days ago. I don't know. Automod and I will fight to the death at the end of time. I mean, you're gonna win though. You're totally gonna win because all of us will give you our power, like in an anime. It'll be like, you know, power of friendship. There's nothing in mod actions. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know why it's gotta be like this, but apparently it does. 'Cause it's a jerk. Alright, we need like 17 more points. Hell yeah, I got the power of friendship and anime on my side. Also, this gun you just found. Womp 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 womp. what are we doing here? I feel the need to mention briefly just the thing that's going on. I'm gonna have a cigarette while I just briefly talk about this. While we have a short lull in the combo about elves. So we are currently in this just giant fucking surge of COVID. We're up to 40,000 cases a day in Tokyo, which is double what it was last weekend. We're number 2 in the world for new cases. The government is, I think, putting out another state of emergency that will do absolutely nothing, exactly like all the other state of emergencies we put out. No calls for lockdowns. I think actually no power to implement lockdowns, legally speaking. At least that's what I've heard. I'm not sure how true that is. I don't think that there's going to be any assistance as far as the monies. So I was working last night, and I overhear my coworker talking to my boss. My coworker, may I point out, just came back, first shift back from being in the fucking hospital with COVID. Boss says, "Hey, that regular customer at table D, we haven't seen her for about 2 weeks." And my coworker says, "Yeah, I heard her say she had the Rona." Two other coworkers that I've got both have the Rona right now. My boss has spent the last week coughing and sniffling and not wearing a mask. I got nothing. I got nothing. I don't even know where to start getting something. I'm like, I'm angry, but like I'm also burnt out on anger. Like I'm existing in this weird like Schrodinger's anger. I hate it. I absolutely I hate it. And I hate that there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is wait to get sick. I got to get another job. We're all they're gone. Ludo, in a metaphor for my fucking life, because this is what life needs to do, I literally broke my last fucking spoon yesterday eating breakfast. That was the thing that happened. Snapped right off the handle. And I just looked at that and I said to myself, I hope that's not a metaphor. I hate everything. I got some forks. I got a knife I haven't been able to use in a couple months because all I can make is dal. And my dal is shitty because I can't put any vegetables into it. There's no garlic, there's no onions. It's just beans. Just beans and spice. Folks, like I don't know. I don't even know if the unemployment office is going to be open, because the news report that I saw was like, oh yeah, as part of the state of emergency, the only thing that the government like can do business-wise is close government offices. So it's entirely possible that I drag myself out to Shinjuku tomorrow, because I was supposed to do that today, and I got to the train station, and I was like, I can't. I can't do it. I absolutely have to do it. I must do it. And I can't. So I came home and I went back to sleep for like 2 hours. But it's entirely possible I drag myself out to Shinjuku tomorrow and the Hello Work is closed. I drop off my job application with places that got help wanted signs in the windows. And at the times I get interviews, which is rare, I tell them I'll work any hours. I'll do any hours. Like the job I got now, my boss was like, just, you know, if you get a new job, you can let that job take precedence and I'll do a shift that'll fill in around that job. So I tell them I'll work any hours, and these are places like don't seem to have very strict appearance guidelines, because I've seen people with tattoos working counter and they'll be like, yeah, we'll call you back, and they don't call me back. I don't know, folks, like this is not, I'm in a, this sucks. Everything sucks. What will it take? I don't know, Hive. I honestly don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of like what I'm fucking up. And the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is that I put down directly on my job applications like, yeah, look, I'm a transgender woman. Just, you should know that going into it, because otherwise they'll be surprised at the interview. And like, what's the point there? So calling you back seems to be the universal code for you didn't get the job. I mean, mood, yeah. That's actually a good point. Ludo, that's a really good point, because I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I think every job that I picked up, except for Nova, because Nova like there was a whole bureaucratic process with Nova, because like there's visas involved and all that shit. I think every job I've ever gotten has been at the interview. They've set up my schedule, so that's a really good point. But some of these are places where it's like I don't even get to the interview section. Be like, I'll be walking around and I notice that there's a help wanted sign, and I'll be like, because I walk around with my job applications in a pouch, so I mean, you're not fucking up, society is. It's like you don't even have America as a failsafe, since they suck too. I mean, I don't think I'm fucking up. Like, I'm not riding myself about this. I could be being more active about like looking for a job. That's like one possible thing, but like I've only got so many spoons. There's only so much energy I have to devote to this, and the fact that I'm doing as much as I am right now is like is a big upgrade over what I was doing like a month ago. So there's that, but it's like, you know, you kind of come to a point where like the rubber meets the road and I don't know what to do. My dad's like, my dad keeps on saying things like, well, I don't even want to look up the email to see what his specific wording is, but I'm pretty sure that his meaning is just like, shave your head again, pretend to be a boy, and just do that. And I don't know how to tell my dad that that's not an option, because I done that and it didn't work out so well the last time. Like, I don't know how to tell him that, like, even if I did that, like, when would it stop? when would it be okay for me to not? So, and I know he's saying it just because he's worried, and because, like, my folks, they can't help anymore, like, financially, which I don't hold against them, but it is, like, a simple fact. Hive says, there you go. You're doing what you can with what you can. So there isn't, I could ramp it up, I guess, because you can't do that sustainably. And that's true. That's true. But it's, you know, like, so what do I do? It's hard to be proactive if you're probably malnourished from living basically on just lentils. I hadn't really considered that, Ludo. I mean, you probably have a point, but I'm trying to think if there's any point in my life where I've had, since junior high school, consistently 3 meals a day. I mean, granted, like the high school period, I had the option to have 3 meals a day. I often ended up skipping at least one of them. I am, not to put too fine a point on it, concerned. Hive, I'm concerned. Like, legit, I'm concerned. We are at the stage of concern. I've got no smoke to blow up your ass. There's no more cards in the deck for me to distract you with. Like, I'm really worried and I don't know what to do. So that's kind of been like, that's been the last couple of weeks. It's been very draining. It's draining. I am drained. Which, like, I don't like to have everything out on main, but I don't know. If I don't talk about it here, I got, like, there's not really anybody I can talk about it with. Oh, Astro, it is wonderful to see you. I'm sorry that you walked in on, like, the I just meant to talk about Corona, but let me unpack everything point in the stream. Your timing is impeccable, but it is wonderful to have you here, and I mean that honestly, and I hope that your life is not giving you any more than you could deal with. I know that you mean that, Hive, and it means a lot to me, but, like, there really aren't a lot of options on the table. Like, I just gotta do what I'm doing and cross my toes that something comes up. Like, one of the reasons I want to go down to the Shinjuku Hello Work office is that, like, I don't know, like, Shinjuku's where the big gay district is, so maybe they're used to dealing with, like, big gay folks? I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall and I'm seeing if it sticks. I've been lurking a bit, so it's okay. I popped up because I wanted to express my caring. Astro, that is very sweet. And I do appreciate... Oh my god, Lambda! Is there anything we can do to help? Like, that's the thing of it, Lambda, is, like, there really isn't. Being in Japan, while it does provide a certain degree of safety from certain issues that a lot of folks do have to deal with, it does kind of put extreme limitations on the type of, like, direct help that people can do. And that's just that's just a fact of life for how it is. There's just, like, y'all being here helps more than I think I really could explain, because if I had to deal with all this shit and I didn't have any kind of outlet like this to be able to just like chill with people for a couple of hours, like it would be an awful lot harder for me. I'm not like 100% that I'd be able to do it, and that's not meaning that you have a responsibility to be here if either you can't, or for some reason some night maybe you don't got the spoons for it, and that is perfectly okay. I'm adamant about that point. I would rather have you taking care of yourselves first. But the fact that you are here when you can be here and you want to be here, like, that means a lot. And it's definitely helping to keep me on an even keel. I am in Tokyo, which I wonder if it's a mistake. Honestly, I miss Osaka. Tokyo feels different. Like, I know there's a lot of cool shit in Tokyo, and I know that if there's ever a time when it's, like, not plague, maybe I'll have a chance to discover that. And it has been good to be, like, at least I know groups that are doing, like, you know, demonstrations and marches for queer stuff, and, like, I'm to the edge of, but at least, like, I do know that community a little bit, so that's all positive and wonderful. But, like, Tokyo feels different. Tokyo does not feel like Osaka, and I don't know how to put my finger on it, but it's just, it's not the same. It's funny, I was talking about this with a friend, but, like, I have met two types of people in Tokyo. I hate to break the world down into two people. Like, that's pretty bullshit. But literally, I have met two types of people since I've come to Tokyo. They are either people who are ride or die for Tokyo, like straight up Tokyo supremacists, or they're people who, when I told them that I moved here from Osaka, they just dead-faced looked at me and asked, why the fuck did I do that? Like, why did you come here? Why, you won the game. You were in Osaka. Why did you come up here? And I'll note that the Ride or Die Tokyo folks are all normal people. Like, they're not in-community people. Almost all the queer folks that I've met have been like, we wish we were in Osaka. It's like, damn! You should have told me that before I got here. Which would have required a time machine, but even still. Oh shit, my music's back on again. Alright, I'm gonna race. Gears turning in head. Just met somebody who's also in Tokyo. I wonder if they have any contacts. For reals? I mean, hey, like I said, I am throwing all the spaghetti against the wall. If you want to give them, like, my Twitter handle so they can DM me, I would be 100% cool with that. Astro says, true story, you laugh my ass, it really do be like that. I mean, was amazing. Now, I will grant, like, when I was after coming out and figuring my shit out and, like, being in Osaka, I really didn't have the spoons to do searching for things that I needed in Osaka. Like, I got that job doing demolition, and that was eating up a lot of stuff, and then, you know, COVID happened. I mean, to the world, not to me specifically, and I lost my job, and there was, like, that whole period. It was a whole thing. So, like, I didn't have the energy to look for the things that I needed in Osaka. I probably would have found them had I done. But I was like, oh, no, what we should do is make a really big change. Really big change would be a great idea. But yeah, like, the number of people who have been like, you know, like, Osaka's got a really supportive trans community, and there's, like, a really supportive community in Kyoto, and I was like, no, I literally did not know any of that. I knew none of that when I came up here. I feel that's very common in a lot of capital cities of countries. You have the diehards and the, oh my god, I'm still people. I mean, yeah. Ludo says, I guess keep an open mind in terms of maybe skipping town or country as a last resort. The peeps here could help you tide you over financially in the second scenario. It's better than Tokyo COVID limbo. Like, that's the thing, and it's like, I mean, I am stubborn as fuck, and that is not always a good thing, and I'm not always stubborn in the directions that I need to be stubborn, but I am stubborn as fuck, and that is not always worked out poorly for me. But I have been, for other reasons, like not just financial reasons, I have been thinking about, like, is Japan really where I'm gonna be for the rest of my life? I'm wondering, like, if my energy wouldn't be more well utilized someplace where I'm not dealing quite as much with language barriers. That's still a very nebulous idea. And even if, like, Japan is long-term, I don't think Tokyo is. But it's still just gonna... There's going to need to be a period of me building some kind of, like, some money to work with. Because basically I've been living month to month since July of 2019. Well, no, like, since April of 2019. And I can't... I barely managed to get up to Tokyo. I don't know how I would get out of country. Be happy to be stateside's funnel for contributions that could Western Union weekly or monthly. Like, Western Union's got its issues. I gotta think about that. There's definitely an additional mental stack that comes with language barriers. It's hard, and it's very frustrating because I need to be actively using language to build it. Like, I definitely notice ebbs and flows when I'm in situations where, like, I need to utilize language. But, like, I can't really be in social situations to build language hands-on, because all of those social situations are just like super spreader events, basically. Not doing a bit, and it does come with language barriers, but also if you want to move to another country, I have several contacts here. I don't think that you're doing a bit at all, Alice, and I appreciate that as well. And I'm just like, right now I'm just doing like brainstorming, basically, trying to figure out what would be best. And it would be hilarious, absolutely hilarious, if I somehow ended up in Portugal, of all places. I think Honey Bunny's great-grandfather was Portuguese, so that would be absolutely bizarre. Astropopper says, I know many people who started in Japan teaching English have basically been unable to make it sustainable because of the influx of people making wages so low that it's become not an actual career track. Well, see, like, it never really was, Astro. Like, the industry was built on churn. Like, the industry was really built on getting people to stay in country for about 2 to 3 years and then bounce the fuck out. And for a while, like, even that was kind of sustainable. Oh, Kronos, it is wonderful to see you. But they made some changes to like the visa situation, because like before you had to be making 250,000 yen a month base salary to maintain a teaching visa. Now, 250,000 yen a month like is not huge, and it's not career money, but it is money that you could do like 5 years of living comfortably. If you didn't have like really big lofty goals, and you could kind of management track. It wasn't great, but you could build up with that. But when they changed the visa requirements, and companies just cut so hard into payouts for teachers, and it's just absurd now. Ludo says I can't really get you a Swiss passport, but I could get you a couple $100 a month for a couple of months if you moved to somewhere where PayPal was an option. Like that, the way that Japan's got their PayPal system is just absolutely fucked, and I hate it. I hate that so much. Like, Kronos, I'm having memory issues. Did I tell you that Nimpi was an anti-vaxxer? Did I think I told you that, but I don't remember. Because that was a weird thing to find out. Yeah, so I'm going to do some races. I don't want people to worry more than I worry, but I am, I think, reasonably worried about the situation, and I am trying to, in moments of focus, like, trying to build up some kind of plan, but Hive says Australia's honestly kind of a shit show, and not sure what way it's going at the moment. I've been kind of keeping an eye on that, Hive, and like, yeah, it's Australia does seem to be a lot at the moment. Wait, was that supposed to be an exclamation? You did tell me. Okay. That was a question. Like, because I honestly, the last couple of days have been like, who have I talked to and what have I said? Can I do translation work? Unfortunately, no. Even if translation work were viable as like a living option, I really don't have the skill for it. Unfortunately. Like, it's more than my language ability supports.
Arana.
God. I wish I had known that Nimpi was an anti-vaxxer before I did that review, because I feel all kinds of weird ways about that.
Welcome to Modesto Heights. Reverse.
Manta rays must remain in motion to keep oxygenated blood passing through their gills. Stopping at any point will suffocate and kill them. So mantas are kind of like sharks, because sharks are kind of similar. What is your skill set, if I may ask? I can do embalmings. I can pick up simple jobs if people are willing to teach me. I can usually pick up simple jobs within about a month. I've done demolition, and I'm not half bad at that, which means I can handle moderately physically stressful jobs. Like, I can't deadlift, I'm not that strong, but like I can actually do 8 hours of physical labor and not have it kill me. I can do restaurant work. I think I feel pretty confident in my restaurant work, both hall and kitchen these days. I can kind of teach, not professionally like in a school, like I'm not licensed, but I can do simple teaching. Like, the thing is, I've done a ton of different jobs over my life, so my skill set is pretty much all over the room, except for tech. I don't have any skill set in tech. Manta rays always be moving, and always be looking cool. Technically, yes, but I don't think I've ever seen any footage where manta rays move any slower than the top speed. Wow, like they don't even slow down? They're just like on it? Alright, this is another one of those combat races, right? I hate that.
Mines.
Oh fudge, I didn't get anything out of that.
Mines. Cannon. Mines. Bomb. Mines.
Ah, I hate this track! This track is like the shittiest track in the game. It is so fucking narrow. Okay, give me the leech beam. That'll help.
Bomb. Bomb.
I just spend the entire race rubbing on the walls, and I hate it. No, fudge. Take that, you motherfucker! That was a very clean hit. And I am very happy with it.
Rockets.
Am I sliding? I don't know. I don't know, Lambda. I'm terrible.
Bomb. Missile.
I just shoot at things and hopefully they die. And it's been, I mean, to be fair, it's been kind of working out for me.
Plasma. Rockets. Missile.
Oh, buggery.
Leech beam.
Leech beam! Leech beam!
Missile. Rockets. Bomb.
God bless it, I can't pick up anything. Oh, it's cannons. I fucking hate cannons. I swear to God. They're such trash.
Rockets. Mines.
Oh, Quake! Quake is my favorite game that I've never played. I'm sure, like,
Mines.
in
Cannon.
theory, it's my favorite game.
Bomb. Leech beam.
God, I can't with this. Why has everything gotta be so goddamn hard?
Leech beam. Rockets. Cannon.
We can win this.
Plasma. Mines.
This is possible for us to win. Do you mind asking, how do you know Nimby is anti-vax? So, what happened was, because he kind of dropped off the face of the earth, you know? And I did used to know him to talk to him. Like, I actually did share play with Nimby once. And I wish I had the video from that, because he showed me some of the back of his levels, and they're pretty amazing, to be honest. And I was like, well, you know, I wonder if he's still around somewhere. Why don't I do just a really simple search, like the kind of search that a normal person would do and not a stalker. And so I dumped Nimpy LBP into Google, and it pulled up his Twitter account. And now granted, I should point out that his Twitter account was never particularly active, and it hasn't been active since I think 2001. So I went to the Twitter account because I was thinking about like maybe DMing him and letting him know that I had I had taken a look at his level.
Quake.
And,
Energy
like, the
critical.
first post, and I think maybe his pinned post, is a like on an anti-vax post.
Missile. Leech beam.
And,
Missile.
basically his entire account is about 85% likes and retweets of LBP stuff, and then 15% likes and retweets of anti-vax stuff.
Session complete. Gold
So,
medal awarded.
like, I kind of figure if this was something that he was into and then moved away from, he probably would have removed the likes. Or, you know, maybe put up a post like, hey, I had some bad ideas. I'm not really down with that anymore. But he's just left it all as is. So I have to kind of conclude that he's at least down with what they're selling. Now, it did seem to be very specifically that. Like, it didn't seem to bridge over into a lot of the other, like, penumbra of conspiracy theory bullshit that kind of gloms on to anti-vax stuff, but a big part of Wipeout is using the air brakes, left and right triggers to slide around corners. I'm really bad at that, honestly. Chrono says weapon pads are inactive for about half a second. When used in elimination, they're active at all times. Okay. Ludo says I've played a lot of racing games and also perceive this as pretty tough. It is relatively tough. Like, it's my skill level is very much mid-range Mario Kart. Like, I could handle 150cc back in the day, like on OG Mario Kart. But generally, like, in the updates to Mario Kart, like, once you get to the upper CCs and mirror mode, I tend to just kind of fall apart skill-wise, but usually I do fairly well on those races. But this is like a big jump in skill. And there was the other one, like Trackmania, and I just ate total shit in Trackmania. Like, I could not get anywhere in it at all. But I picked up, like, Trackmania was a PS Plus game. It was a free game, so Lambda says my brain really grokked the air brakes immediately, which is probably why I like it so much. Chrono says I didn't even know about air brakes until I picked up Omega like a decade later. There's lots of dopamine generated from showing a talent for something. This is super true, Lambda. This is like 100% true. And I do want to point out, like, I have been enjoying Wipeout a lot. But I can see my skill ceiling in it, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm 100% okay with being like, this is just not a game that I will get, like, a ton of unlocks with. I'm not going to pick up a lot of trophies in it, and that's fine. I can enjoy it for how I can enjoy it at the level that I play it. Which for a lot of games, like, I generally can't. Like, I don't think I'd have a lot of fun with real deal FPSs, because it's outside of my skill set, and unless they're, like, really colorful, like Borderlands, like, well, Borderlands is not super colorful, but you know what I mean, it's kind of colorful in character. I think I'd just bounce right off of them. Have you ever used a bomb in Neko Navy when bullets cover the screen? I always forget that bombs exist in Neko Navy. That is my curse. I'm like, what is this bomb that you speak of? I know not what this bomb is. Beep, 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 beep. Single race. Speed class is Venom. That means nothing to me. The circuit is the Amphesium? Okay. I tried playing Neko Navy and it didn't work. Oh my god! Lambda, that sucks! That like super sucks. Since you're streaming, it only makes sense that you start earning something from this. I know Japan does things. I know banking is very a thing in Japan's cash economy, but perhaps viewers could donate PayPal or something. I know when I pay for stuff in Japan, places often take PayPal. So the thing about that is, like, because that's the sticking point, Astro, is like getting PayPal to work, and I, for some reason, can't. I worked with my bank for like a day trying to figure out how to get the system to actually accept money, and we just could not get it to go through. I have no idea like what the issue is. I know that Japan is really hinky about how they set up things, especially when money internationally is involved. Like, PayPal is a thing. And, you know, businesses do have PayPal, and they got it to work. But I couldn't do it, and the I don't know what you call them. It's not a cashier. Like, I actually sat down with a banker, and we're going through the website and the emails they were sending us, and like we got all the boxes checked, and I had somebody try to send me a test payment, and it just like vanished into the ether. And we looked at each other and we're like, well, we did everything right. Lambda says it's a Unity game, and Unity's default controller handler is very wonky when it comes to having multiple controllers. Oh, that sucks. Kronos says, one time someone handed me the card to buy them something, and I literally had to ask the cashier how to tap the card to pay. I'm terrified of that. Like, I hate that. Yeah, Astro, like, I don't know where the issue was. And, like, the reason I went into the bank is because when I tried to do it on my own, and it kept on bouncing me between pages that, like, some of the pages were in English, and some of the pages were in Japanese, and, like, that shit wasn't flying. So I went through, and I changed all the settings to Japanese, and I went through to the banker, and I was like, please just help me with this. I have no idea what I need to do. It's banking stuff. You can read the language. Like, please help. And we thought we had it working, and it just did not. Oh, I hope that you do have the soundtrack, Lambda, because it's a... I probably sound very old saying this, but I'm fairly certain that the soundtrack slaps. I think that is the correct term to use. That the soundtrack is perhaps, in fact, a banger. I do. I'm also going to try it on the Steam Deck. I guess you mean try the game, not like try the soundtrack? I'll use autopilot. Why not? I hope that you get the game to work, because it's a really fun game. It is extremely well done. This is a good track, and I like it. But the soundtrack is fabulous. Amphesium has some nutty shortcuts. I never find the shortcuts. I'm terrible at that. Missile. I will check chat in just a second. I am doing awful here. Oh shoot! These jerks! They fudged up my missile. Please don't shoot me. I am Babby. I am not in fact Babby, but like it's funny to say, so why not? Why did it keep on hurting me like this? Game, who hurt you? That you have to bring this pain to me. Ah! I've never seen this game before. It's fun. Like I really do enjoy it. For as much as I may lack skill in it, I definitely have a lot of fun with it. Okay, stop running into walls though. Like, that would be really cool. Ha! My shield was active, motherfuckers! How do you like them apples? Jerk! Oh fudge, oh fudge, oh fudge. Okay, I need to get at least second place. I don't need to get first, but I want at least second. Woo! Wipeout is better than F-Zero. Maybe? Like, my memories of F-Zero are very, very old. So, it's hard for me to really compare them. Wipeout feels to me like what F-Zero would have been if it continued as a series. I don't know if that's accurate, but like it kind of meshes that way in my memory. Maybe it's something that would be good sourcing something that crowdsourcing info would be good for. Yes, and actually there's somebody I might be able to talk to about that, Astro. There's someone I kind of know to at least interact with on the Twitters, who is doing apprentice tattoo work here in Tokyo. Well, actually, she's doing the tattoo work in Yokohama, but like I think she's in Tokyo. And I would like to get some work done for her because she's, well, one, I'd like to support a good tattooist because I think she's got a lot of skill, but two, like, her rates since she's a apprentice is only 3,000 yen an hour, and I've got a very simple tattoo design that I think could be done in an hour, and that's something that I, maybe within like a couple of months, I could put aside a little bit of money towards, bit by bit, and actually be able to afford that. But because I know that she's got like a PayPal set up for like stuff that she does, because she does like YouTube stuff, and I could ask her like how she got that set up, because she's from the States, so F-Zero speedruns are hog wild though. How do you speedrun F-Zero? Wipeout is too powerful, which is why they had to shut down the studio and make a mobile Wipeout card game to desecrate its spirit. What the actual fuck? Oh, thank God, I got that freaking blood blister popped finally. Oh, it was driving me up the wall. Kronos, you may find this amusing or not, but I'm thinking of getting a tattoo of the icon from when you pop your sack thing in LBP. Because it's like, it's very simple, it's one color. The only thing that I worry about is that the X's might be kind of fiddly, because they're done in negative space. But it is mildly amusing. I mean, it feels very me. And it actually, like, it looks nice, so that's a good benefit. It's, you know, LBP is very much a thing for me, and it's ironically self-destructive. So, you know, there's that. I am going to get a little bit of water for just a second here, and I'm going to be back in just a second. I like how you say, Quill, that there's a card game for everything when I kind of, you know, grew up in the 90s where a trading card game seemed like it was coming out. Like 4 new trading card games were coming out like every couple of days. There's so many. There were so many, and they were like so many of them were just pure D shite. Cribbage is technically a racing card game? Wait, what? Chrono says it does say it has in-app purchases, and I don't know their business model, so over there, so tread carefully. Oh, Ludo, the VODs for Wipeout are just, it's just a wall of copyright checks. It's so bad. I mean, I don't care, but it's really bad. Remember when Hearthstone came out and suddenly every franchise needed a digital card game? Holy shit. Wait, was Hearthstone a Magic Jam? Because Magic is the one that just, like, caused the CCG blow up, or the TCG blow up in the 90s. A lot of the 90s TCGs were gold too, but overshadowed by Magic. Vitez was solid. Like, Vitez is one of my favorites. Netrunner was pretty good. Shadow Fist was fun until you start to kind of think about how much appropriation and Orientalism is going on in it, and then it's kind of like, it's a little bit less fun, but still it has very strong chaos energy. Inwo was not fun. Hearthstone was Blizzard's Warcraft game. Gotcha. It was a WoW thing. And I don't think, like, Inwo would have... I don't think Inwo's aged particularly gracefully. Probably. I'm so sad that Netrunner is dead, so I can't get an expansion in my base deck. I mean, there's still cards for sale, right? I mean, the actual like the game itself. Wait, hold up, Hive. Like, didn't they move to like everything in one box style for Netrunner? I feel like that Netrunner had a bit of a revival, or is that also dead? This is pretty, and it's pink. It was followed by card games for Witchers and Elder Scrolls. Ugh. Lambda says, I was working on an online CCG for League of Legends that could have released before Hearthstone if Riot didn't have their heads up their ass. I mean, it is Riot. Nisei? I'm sorry, Chad Kroger, I need to look up this card game. The Future of Netrunner, a non-profit fan collective dedicated to providing ongoing support for the game of Netrunner. Our all-volunteer team designs and playtests new cards. Interesting. Is Nisei legal? I mean, it's a cyberpunk game, so it probably shouldn't be legal. Since Nisei's work is not for profit, does not reuse any FFG-owned property and IP, it's a dubious avenue to pursue legally. Wait, I mean, like, wait, what? That feels like a weird pair of sentences to put together. You can safely buy Nisei stuff. Oh, okay, I see. So it's dubious for the previous copyright owners to pursue. That was a weird way to put it. Netrunner's been out of publication since 2018. It's dead. Gotcha. FFG got the Netrunner rights and then ended it, and now there's a crowdsourced continuation Netrunner run by a group called Nisei. Interesting. Excellent. Do they still have a card with Sarah Angel on it?
AG system.
I remember one of the old Netrunner cards had Sarah Angel on it, but I don't remember what one it was. I was gonna say it was like one where you're looking up things on the internet, but that just seems silly and foolish, so I just will pretend that those words never entered my brain or exited my mouth. Alright, zone target. So we gotta get the zone target. Right. And we do that by hitting boost pads. Okay. Square button will use the zone gauge to give us a boost. The O button will use this zone gauge also to turn into energy and shields. Okay. Boost すると Sakitani Zone Baria. I don't know what that kanji is. Hase? Oh, okay, so as you do the circuit, you'll get more barriers. Gotcha. Okay. Zone battle goal is to reach the goal speed. Yes. Unst. Okay, that was not the way to do it. Oh, fudge! I would like to hit something. There we go. I just want to feel something. Everybody goes so.
Zone boost.
Okay. So we want to boost as much as we possibly can. Excuse me, but I hit those boost pads. I'm afraid I hit those boost pads. I'm afraid that if you think I did not hit those boost pads, that you are lying. Ah, fudge! I want to dig. I also would like to dig. Maybe if your PayPal can get worked out, you wouldn't mind being a shopping service? People in old-fashioned communities are always looking for... I'll have to catch the rest of your comment after the race. Like, that would definitely be a thing that I would do. I mean, that would be a thing I would be willing to do, is, I guess, the word that I should say.
6.8.
God, I am doing shit. The inside of my mouth hurts.
Barrier. Zone boost. Target depleted. Session complete. Silver medal.
So we didn't make it, but we did get a silver. People in old-fashioned communities are always looking for safe people to work with. Yeah, like that would I would be super down with that. Like that's not like a big issue. It's just like there's that one wall. Oh shit, Ludo! If you're still here and haven't dipped yet, have a wonderful night. It was great to see you, and I hope that you stay safe. Staying safe, that's the big one. Hive says I'm not gonna hold my breath over it, but I do hope you can get PayPal sorted out. I mean, it would just be a big help, honestly. Especially with like the yen being utter shit right now, because the yen is like just getting fucked. It's beautiful to see. Oh, is this like the last in the set? Can we... we got Turbulence. Turbulence is open now. So, do we want to check out Turbulence, or do we want to try to do these two remaining races? I mean, fuck, we got time. We can do both of them. Let's do Detonator! Detonator! I don't know, like, why have we done so well with Voltage, considering that it's so late in the unlock? Because we haven't been struggling nearly as much with Voltage.
Stage 1.
Shake it!
Bomb ahead.
Shake it, break it, take it, don't make it?
Bonus.
I don't know. Okay, sure. Dude, I guess.
5 chain bonus.
I really like Detonator. I think this is a fun mode.
EMP energized.
Maybe that's why, because there's a couple of Detonator races, I think. And I don't suck at them, and they look very pretty. I don't know how well that's coming through on the stream, because my stream quality is like not super great, but God, it looks so pretty. It's like absurdly pretty. Boof! It'll be funnier once you figure out what the Quake button is. Oh, it'll be funner once you figure out what the Quake button is. It's L1, isn't it? Or is there a different Quake?
Bronze medal awarded. Bomb ahead. Stage 4. Silver medal awarded.
Nah, you got it. We couldn't figure it out last. Couldn't figure out last stream. Gotcha. wipEout HD was one of the few 1080p games on PS3, if I recall. Really? That's pretty impressive for PS3. The Quake button is space or left mouse?
Stage 5 chain bonus.
I'm tearing it up. This is me. I am tearing things up. And I love it for us.
Stage 6.
I don't know if I have an EMP yet. No, I guess I don't have it up yet. I'm not like 100% sure what the gauge is. Like which one tells me EMP?
Energy critical.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
EMP
There we go.
energized. Stage 7.
Zoop, zoop, zoop. Oh, fuck. Yo, there's so many of these little dealy bobbers. Why you gotta be so many dealy bobbers, though? They're trying to kill me. They killed me. I think there's a trophy where you do all 14 laps without missing a bomb. Oh, there's actually like a goal? Like there's a 14 lap goal? I just thought you just keep going forever until you blow up. Doop 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 doop. Doop 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 doop. Oh my god, I have this song down and I hate it. I'm gonna stick with our pink cruiser. It's fun. I should pick up a PS3. Like, they're so cheap. And I should, like, I can't, but I should get one before the thing goes down. I'm just finding Japanese people posting about not having issues with PayPal in 2018. No shit, I need to find them. Give them all my banking information? Oh, fudge!
Shield. Shield active.
Oh, no, don't, why, you don't want mirror mode? Mirror mode does nothing for you. Oh, silly, okay, that's your problem. I was hitting the wrong button. I just completely fudged that. It's my fault. I think this race is fucked, though. I mean, I hate this track. Boof! I can't do the slalom right. And the hairpins, they just completely fuck me up. Fudge, fudge, fudge! Yeah, we're not gonna get it this time. Not unless we get very lucky. I'll check out what you said in Emo, Rabbits. I'm kinda like, I gotta super focus because I am terrible. Wait, why did the contender get eliminated? Like, can I be eliminated? I bet I could. Could I just kill everybody? Because I feel like that would be an easier goal than actually trying to win, like normal people.
Final lap. Shield. Shield active.
Okay, no, bomb! That's my own bomb! If you get hooked up with someone who could walk you through that, through setting up PayPal, that would be aces. Is there anyone at the community center, for example? I don't know. I actually haven't been to the community center in a bit. I have not had the spoods. The opposite of mirror mode, which looks back, is meat eye mode, which looks ahead. I love that, rabbits. I should ask my friend. I don't know if they've got, like, if that's something they generally deal with, but... Ah! Hold up. I got like one of those strips of skin hanging down in my mouth from like the blister. Cause it is gross. I'm gonna try that race one more time and then we're gonna move on to the next bit.
Pfizer.
See what the next set of tracks has for us. I hate this track. I hate it. I hate it. Honestly, it needs to go away. I know what you're talking about, but to hear it verbally described is somehow even worse. I'm so sorry, Kronos. I should have definitely put up a CW on that. It was my own fault, cause like I kind of like suck the inside of my cheek against my teeth when I have stress. And so I kind of ended up getting this massive blister, and it was just really... It was a lot of blood.
Mines.
And that's kind of a problem.
Bomb. Rockets.
I would like the autopilot just to do the entire race for me. I think that would be fine. God, I suck. And oh, fuck's sakes. Fuck this track. Why you gotta be like... Oh, Jesus. Okay, just blow me up, okay? I'll just blow up. How about that? I guess I'll just blow up then. I am being a little bit salty, I know. This track tests me. Turbo.
Shield active.
Get up, active.
Rockets.
I got a jerk like right behind me too. And I don't need any jerks.
Shield active.
I need all the jerks to explode.
New lap record. Final lap.
Turbo. Every time I use turbo, I die. Fuck!
Energy critical.
Oh, god damn it! No! God! Silly ass! Freaking piece of
Energy critical.
trash! Why did he drop the bomb? Oh. Fucking fuck. Why does Rainbow Road hate me?
Complete.
Do you think that if there's beef jerky, there's also beef softy? I mean, if you leave it sitting out in the sun for long enough, just take care to use turbo uphill unless you're sure of what's ahead. You can even follow it up with a barrel roll. Fox, do a barrel roll! That was terrible. We're doing all the races on easy too. Rainbow Road of Wipeout is Soul 2? I hate that. I hate it. I don't want anything to do with that. Okay, I guess we're on Turbulence. Let's do it. single race, that's no biggie. We could get first place. We cannot get first place, but it would be funny if we did. Where's my pink car?
Piranha.
Piranha. That said, it's one of the coolest looking tracks in the game. Excuse me. What like race chunk is it on?
Welcome to PtaER Reverse.
I've always been a sucker for Skytrax. I mean, I like Skytrax in concept. They look awesome. But I'm just not good at them. Unless your version of good is just running off the edge of the track a lot.
Rockets.
Mines.
Which I'm excellent at running off the edge of the track.
Shield. Shield active.
Rockets.
Ah, fudge!
Rockets.
I don't want to slew around like my ass is in a sling.
Quake.
Oh, Quake! Yes! No, I bumped into him and gave him a boost. That was shitty.
Shield active.
Quake, you betrayed me. I was betrayed by Quake.
Plasma.
Contender eliminated.
Nice. I am a murderer. A murderess.
Biopilot.
And I love it.
New lap record.
I would like to murder more, if I could. Would you allow me to Maxwell murder?
Rockets.
That was shit. That was absolute shit.
Turbo.
Cannon.
Fudge, fudge, fudge! Look at this zippy motherfucker over there. Just zipping and zooping. You know, I
New lap
really
record.
want to play
Final lap.
LBP karting. Like, I've got a hankering for it, Kronos. I was watching some community tracks on YouTube, and there were some fabulous fucking community tracks that I never knew about. There was this one that had, like,
Shield.
6 or 7 time changes. Like, it actually went through different, like, time areas. There was, like, an Old West bit. There was, oh, fudge. What was there? There was, like... I didn't make it.
Complete.
There was an Old West bit. There was, like, a 1920s bit. There was a science fiction, like, sci-fi 50s style laboratory. I haven't seen... Wait, no, I've seen yours when you sent it to me. Because I think you've shown it to me before. There was another one that I saw where it was like, you start the race and it's on some, like, architectural blueprints. And as the race goes on, this little, like, suburban community raises up out of the blueprints. And by the time the race is finished, it's like a full, like, world setting. It's really, really cool. I never saw that when I was playing karting. Because I think I dropped out of, like, playing community stuff way too soon. Because I got karting day of, and then I got all the shit that I could, like, all the trophies I could get with it, and I kind of just set it aside. And that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Because I think karting would have been a lot of fun with people. Because the bots were not fun. The bots were just, like, kind of shite.
Rockets.
Mines.
But I guess like bots in most karting races are kind of shite. But they didn't even bother like doing random costumes for bots. They were the shitty costumes, and I hate those. Like you just get like 6 basic sack bots, and it's like, what the fuck's the point? Just put a randomizer on costumes and go to town.
Shield. Shield active.
Bomb.
I never understood why they did that.
Turbo. Cannon.
Oh fudge, that was a bad idea.
Final lap.
Give me a sec, Kronos. I will check that out in a mo. I don't think I'm gonna win this one either unless I kill somebody. Which I am not averse to doing. I am totally down with the murder.
Shield active.
I just don't know that I'll have the opportunity for the murdering.
Rockets.
Shit! Fudge! Gosh darn it. You know, I had this one karting idea I never finished before it went down. I had like no ideas for karting. I did one track, it was perfectly fine. Like, if I were reviewing my own track, I would have said that it is aggressively okay. And that's like honestly the best you could say about it. It was aggressively okay. Oh, Quill, you have a wonderful rest. Thank you so much for dropping by tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. It is always wonderful to have you here. And I hope that tomorrow has no snags with getting you to wherever work location that you need to be at. But only good dreams for you, Quill. The unfinished one had everyone riding giant fireworks. I like that. That seems like it would have been really neat. Oh, this is a time trial. I hate that. I hate that for us. I am not exemplary at time trials. And it's got weaving, but not Hugo weaving. Shit, shit, shit on me. Oh, this is that track. Of course it is. Of course it would be that fucking track. Why you gotta be like this game,
Silver
honestly?
medal. New lap record.
I have no idea how I got a silver medal, and I am gonna accept it, but it makes no sense to me. This track is terrible, and it needs to be wiped from the game with the roughest toilet paper. And only single ply toilet paper. Not like double ply.
Gold medal.
Oh shit, gold medal! I hope everything
Session
picks up for you,
complete.
It's been a huge help for me having such a nice community to spend some time with on the regular. That means so much. Quill, that I... Thank you. Thank you. That's really all I want to do. And it just, that means something. So thank you. You better sleep well. And just only have the bestest of dreams. Y'all are gonna make me cry. I'd be happy crying, but you're still gonna do it. So I better do another race and get really frustrated again. Chrono said there were buttons on the track that set off fireworks in the background. That sounds really cool. I would have loved to see that, and I wish that I wish that they had been kinder with carding. Because they cut carding when they cut the J-side servers, right? Like, carding went really early. Damn it, Kronos! That shit's not cool, Kronos!
Systems.
That's not cool at all. You know that's not cool, right? I keep on thinking of, like, things I want to do for that... The video for your demo stuff, and it just keeps on getting more and more elaborate, and I need to rein it in. Because I'm at the point where I need a fucking script. And I hate that.
EMP energized.
Because I'm no good with scripts. I am not a script kitty. I don't even know what a script kitty is. That's just like a term that always showed up in cyberpunk books.
Bomb ahead.
I generally wondered if anyone has found the demo preview in CZ. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I've found it.
Stage 2.
Unless
Bomb
you, like,
ahead.
specifically pointed it out to me.
EMP energized.
Okay, like, let's not ride directly into those things. Wait, I thought I... Oh, because I didn't hit the EMP button. Go us. Oh, wait. Didn't we see it? We saw it. We saw it in a stream.
EMP energized.
Didn't we? I feel like we did. I feel like we've had this conversation specifically.
Bronze medal awarded.
I will read that in just a moment, Lambda. Just because I keep on running into things, and that's probably a problem. I can't believe I used the EMP after I drove into the... Isco, what the fuck are you doing, honestly? Like, that's not how that works.
Silver medal awarded. Stage 4. EMP energized. Bomb ahead.
Bomb ahead.
Gold medal awarded.
Fuck yeah! Gold medal, motherfucker! I am gold. Pennies, nickels, quarters, dimes, come to us while there's still time. Noble ducky, ever bold, come to us with eyes of gold. Eyes of gold.
Stage 5.
I keep on thinking that I've got something screwed up in that, but I know exactly what scene in DuckTales it's from, and I kind of hate that.
5 chain
They're
bonus.
doing a retelling of the Odyssey, and Scrooge McDuck is Odysseus, of course, and Magica Dispel is like a siren,
Bomb ahead.
and I'm pretty sure that she's got multiple heads for no reason. Like, she's just like a goo monster with like 12 heads on stalks. Lambda says a script kitty is a hacker who uses the hacks written by other people but doesn't write any themselves. A script kitty is a cat that hacks. I mean, I like both of those, honestly. I want to be the kind of hacker that hacks public phones by playing a correct like tone into the speaker piece, into the mouthpiece. My memory of DuckTales is a duck blur. I mean, that's fair. That's 100% fair. I remember the Beagle Boys. And Flintheart Glomgold. Like, I remember characters, but I don't remember bits. The only bit from DuckTale that I remember is the... Yes, Phone Freaks. Phone Freaks are neat. I only remember that, like, one section of the... Oh, I remember one other thing from DuckTales. There was an entire episode about how rich people are buying ugly things purely as status, and they all want the mask of Kudalulu, which, now I'm thinking about it, and that episode, now that I'm remembering more of it, is, I'm pretty sure, racist as fuck. Because I think, like, Scrooge McDuck, I think he trades, like, peanut butter to some really racist South Pacific Islander depictions to get this mask of Kudalulu, which is so ugly that he realizes that he's wasting his money and decides to stop doing that. The Beagle Boys were called the Shrapnel Boys in Portuguese. Were the Shrapnel Boys also based on a early 20th century crime family? Because the Beagle Boys are based on Ma Baker and her boys, who were fairly famous bank robbers, I want to say, in the 1910s. Which is the extent of my knowledge, but is probably why I remember the Beagle Boys. Probably the Italian comics for Scrooge McDuck, they really leaned into being in the Mafia. Well, it's kind of interesting because, like the Beagle Boys are very much an older style of organized crime. Like, their whole look, their whole gimmick is really pre. Like, it feels pre-organized crime in the sense of, like, the Mafia is organized crime in the United States. So, like, post-Wild West, but pre-Prohibition, I guess, is where we're going. Man. Sorry, I'm just having a cigarette and some more water. Some water. Gosh. Oh, wait, no. Turn off the air conditioner. I think it stopped raining, so... Eliminator... Eliminator's the one where you gotta kill people. That's always fun. Single race... Zone? I like Zone. Zone is kinda cool. Zone looks really cool. So let's go with Zone. And we'll stick with the AG.
AG Systems.
I'm okay with AG. AG Japan. Actually, AC Japan, they do like a lot of PSAs. I mean, that's their gig, is doing PSAs, and They're always kind of twisted. AC Japan is kind of famous for making fucked up PSAs. I shouldn't be having a cigarette right now. This is a mistake.
Subvenom.
I love this track though. This is fabulous.
Venom.
Oh shit, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, no.
Subflash.
Tom Hardy, yes. Oh, Buttons! Oh, Buttons, it's been a while. I hope that you're doing very well. This is Wipeout Omega Collection.
Flash.
I don't remember which version of Wipeout this is, because there's like 3 Wipeout games in one bundle, basically.
Zone 5.
It's
Clear.
kind of like F-Zero-ish, I guess. But it is wonderful to see you, Buttons, and I hope that life is being very gentle to y'all.
Sub-Rapier.
It's not giving you any more stress than you can deal with. I understand that the world is remarkably stressful at the moment, but hopefully it is not overly so for you. It's Eminem saying Venom. They probably spent so much money to get Eminem in this game for just one word. Wait, what? Kronos, hold on a second. I need to ash my cigarette so it doesn't get all over me. There's a moth whose license on life is about to expire? Kronos, why you gotta be killing the moth? Moths are just like, they're just sweet little flying teddy bears. Sometimes
Zone
they...
10. Clear.
I don't remember if they drink tears. I think that's a butterfly thing.
Rapier.
Rapier. I don't think we need to get
Bronze
rapier.
medal awarded.
I think we could be less rapey. How about that? Wipe out? Could we be less rapey? Wipe out?
Silver medal awarded.
Oh, they scare the cat. Okay, well, in that case, the moth is kind of asking for trouble.
Gold medal awarded.
You can't really do too much about that. That's nature taking her vicious little course. But if the moth is like getting up in your cat's face, then it's probably asking for death. You got to. I gotta what? Game, you gotta let me know. What is it that you want me to do? I got to what? Stop! You keep me on the edge of my seat here, game. Oh, I gotta move? Game, I've been moving this whole fucking time. What is it? The game is just telling me to do things, and it's like, why though? Of course, I know I gotta move. I am in fact moving. I'm moving right into the walls.
Clear.
God, this is not...
Energy critical.
Fuck. Fuck! Fuck! Ah! I can't stop hitting the walls! Ah! Ah, fudge. There we go. Now, that was... Did they have to give us that weird-ass explosion? Why did they do that? In the Philippines, that's a different story. Apparently, moths over there symbolize spirits of the dead that are visiting their home. I kind of love that. I support that very much. They're also pretty stonking huge over there. Like, the wingspan is bigger than your head. Oh, that's a very large teddy bear. That's a large teddy bear. I don't know. I mean, I think I'd have to keep a little bit of distance from a moth that large, but they are still teddy bears. And they are sweet, and we love them. You could keep a moth like that as a pet. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, on one hand, it's completely awesome, but on the other hand, like, that's kind of a lot.
AG Systems.
Excuse me. One of the comments on a giant moth video is, as a Filipino, I can confirm that's my grandfather you're holding. Oh my god. Oh my god, I gotta check this. I gotta peep this. Giant Filipino. I'm spelling that wrong. Moth. Those are gorgeous! Oh my god! I mean, I think the size and the flying would bother me, because flying things generally do bother me a bit, but, like, those are absolutely gorgeous moths! Holy shit! Wowzers! Just total wowzers. I am loving them. I am in love with these moths. It would be love from a distance. It would definitely be love from a distance, but it would still be, it would be love. It would be an honest love. I will heads up to anybody who's going to be looking up giant Philippine moths that if you have bug issues, you're still going to have bug issues, so maybe don't. But if you don't have bug issues, they're very large and they're very pretty. Zoop! God, it's all slaloms again! You don't got a slalom race? What is with all the fucking slaloms tonight?
New lap record. Cannon.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit better with the turns. And I'm still not great. I wouldn't describe anything I'm doing as great, but better, definitely. You know, I'm just gonna eat turbo.
New lap record.
Air brakes are near essential for the sharper turns. It seems like it. Like, I just bounce off shit. It's not healthy.
Rockets.
Fuck Cannon. Cannon, you are actually shields. I don't know if you know that, but
Final lap.
I'm just gonna hold on to this turbo, and I'm gonna boost like right into the gate.
Cannon.
And then I'm gonna win. and it's going to be amazing. And the crowd's going to go wacky. The crowd's going to be like, whoa! Did you see that shit?
Cannon.
Look at, they're trying to shoot me back there. They're so rude.
Race complete.
I looked up that
Gold medal
DuckTales episode you've been
awarded.
talking about. I bet Mask of Cthulhu is a play on Mask of Cthulhu. Yes, absolutely. The mask itself is definitely aping Polynesian masks. Yes, yes. Like the episode, like, I do say woo more times than I care to admit. I mean, Kronos, you can't say woo enough. The mask is definitely doing, the episode is definitely doing, like, multiple callbacks to Lovecraft. And I think the whole, like, Polynesian culture, Southeast Asian kind of Oceania aesthetic, South Pacific, that's the word that I want, is kind of going back to the Call of Cthulhu specifically, and how they find the statue there. And it's like they, unlike the real Ghostbusters episode, Collect Call of Cthulhu, the DuckTales episode, I think, just kind of runs with the most racist parts of that story. So that's kind of a thing. But yeah, it's kind of like not a great look for the DuckTales franchise. Lovecraft is racist as hell. Lovecraft is racist as hell. Not that I encourage anybody to trawl through the VODs, because there's a lot of VODs by this point. But there are many VODs, especially early on in the YouTube channel, like, where I think we spend like the entire time talking about just how fucking racist Lovecraft is. It's an evergreen topic. Honestly. Actually, like, hold on a second. I wanna check. Let me check something. Not about Lovecraft. I don't care about that man. I wanna see. Not. You know, YouTube, sometimes you do things and I don't need you to do them. I need you to give me my channel. I'm like 36 subscribers away from being able to name my channel something besides a random number of digits. And I hate that because it's never gonna happen. Where are my playlists? Give me playlists. Playing to an empty room. View full playlist. Now it says that our first VOD on the channel post figuring my shit out was a Little Big Planet episode, July 14th, 2019. That was episode 180. We currently have 319 VODs. I think we're missing about 2 months worth of VODs between wrapping up Doom 2016 and doing Resident Evil Remake 3. We lost Resident Evil Remake 1 and 2, unfortunately, because that was when my my laptop was fucked. 101 away from the number. We're 110 past 420. Let's go! Wait, hold on a second. What did I miss? There's an anime where the main girl is Nyarlathotep in anime girl form. Do with that knowledge as you wish. Yes! Yes, I forget what the name of it is. But I am familiar with that. It's not My Crawling Chaos Can't Be This Cute, but it's something like that because I know that the Japanese title, I remember the kanji for crawl, but I always forget what the reading is of it. Oh, the channel? It's such a string of numbers, and I hate it. It does have all my reviews on it though, and I am proud of those reviews. Nyario-kan, chan, another crawling chaos. Yes. I actually watched Nyaruko-san before knowing what the hell Lovecraft was, so a lot of it went right over my head. I mean, you're probably better off that way, Kronos. There's actually like a couple of manga series that are porn or porn adjacent, where it's like it's harem, but all the girls are Lovecraft grade old ones. Like the one that you're talking about, the Crawling Chaos one, is, I think it's Edo, but it's not like straight up hentai. But yeah, there's like a couple of them, and they go weird places with body horror. Lots of eyeballs where they shouldn't be. The Nyaruko-san Flash anime shorts are kind of funny, because they make no effort to make narrative sense, and it plays into the cosmic horror while being a mini gag episode. That sounds sweet. Astro says, I have to start doing things, so I wanted to say good night before you end stream. Take care, sweet dreams, and all the good energy. Astro, thank you so much. And thank you so much for dropping by tonight and just being really, really cool and patient with me whinging. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here. And I hope that you have a lovely and very productive day. Because it is daytime where you are. I think we're gonna do a couple more races, but I don't know, like, I don't know how much we're gonna go over time tonight, because I feel in that weird, like, halfway zone where kind of tired, but kind of not also tired. It was a necessary release of pressure, it was. And I appreciate you listening to it, I really, really do. And I appreciate the support, and that's the big takeaway. I just want you all to know just that it does mean a lot to me, and it does keep me on the sunny side. You know, you bringing up the harem genre, and I wonder, is there an anime out there that has a polyamorous relationship? I wonder about that, Kronos, because it feels like it, on one hand, it feels like a very natural direction, and there is a lot of good drama that you could still do with polyamory. And you could play it humorously, you could play it seriously, you could do it as a really good mix. But it feels like it would blow up the stock harem, like, format. Because a lot of the stock harem format feels a lot like will they, won't they? Hive says there's a new Mythos dating sim available on Steam. Make of that what you will. I mean that in a literal sense, not a show where the cast is all female to the point where it may as well be. Oh no, I thought that I read that as being very literal. Yeah. Alice says there's a couple of manga out there. Okay. Let's see, what do we want to do? Eliminators... Zone battle? We could do another zone battle. I like those.
AG Systems.
I'm gonna stick with my nice pink car. Oh, that was a nice yawn. That was a very good feeling yawn. Zoop. All right, so we want to get that speed up. That's our gig. But we've got these other jerkbags in the way. And that's the problem, because they're going to be trying to kill us. Or at least being in our way, and I don't like that. I'm not here for it. Sorry if I'm not, like, looking very closely at chat right at the moment. I'm just trying to kind of not die here.
2.0.
Oh my god, it's called Sucker for Love? I hate that. I hate that so fucking much. Oh my god. No. No. Hive, no.
Zone boost.
Why? Why?
Target attainable. 11.7.
That is just...
Mission complete. Gold medal awarded.
Porny dating sim or regular? If regular, what's it called? Okay. It's got its moments of body horror. I feel like when it says target obtainable, it means boosting will net you the win. That's good to know, Kronos. I kind of feel like if you're using anything Mythos adjacent and you're not getting at least a little bit of body horror in there, unless you're playing it purely for laughs, like Poketulu or like Nyaru, I can never say it right. Nyaruko-chan. I hate that string of syllables so much. I feel like you've got to get at least a little bit of body horror in there, or like, what's even the point? Cthulhu Saves the World. I remember hearing about that game, but I never played it. I can't spell. Give me a second here. Yeah, like I remember this. I remember thinking that the art style just did not work for me. Cthulhu Saves the World that was the same group that did
AG Systems.
the third Penny Arcade, I think, where they went from that kind of 3D style to this really weird RPG Maker looking shit. And I know the RPG Maker aesthetic can work, but it was a real big jump from what they had been doing before, and it just didn't really work for me. The Penny Arcade RPG games, I'm not gonna lie, I found them amusing at the time, but I don't think there's something that I would really enjoy to come back to. I think there's a lot of humor in there that I just really wouldn't find very funny anymore. Which probably sums up 90% of my feelings about Penny Arcade. I have bought Sucker for Love. Oh my god! I-
Point one.
Have we done a good thing? I think we did a good thing tonight.
Barrier.
Chat, I think we can be proud of ourselves. We have spread love. Hopefully that you enjoy it, Lambda. I look forward to hearing your report on it. I'll give your
Point three. Target attainable. Session complete.
there we go. Oh good. Because I wanted to see what Alice said. I mostly avoided Penny Arcade, thankfully, besides having a friend who worked on Penny Arcade weird attempt at doing a journalism site. Okay, that's really weird. And Chrono says, I mean, if they couldn't play Neko Navy, the only way to go is up. Actually, let me do a really quick check. Yes! Good! Chronos, good memory. I'm starting to let this add pronouns to chat app or add-on like do some of the work of my memory, which on one hand is kind of good because it does take a little bit of the processing cycles off, but on the other hand it's like these are things I really need to remember with my memory. Good go, Chronos, yes, for the win. I'm not gonna lie, I started reading Penny Arcade basically when it started up, because that was way back when I was in uni. Actually, I think it was when I was in uni. And there was a while where, for the most part, like, I vibed with the humor. I do have to say, like, Gabe's art style has evolved, and it evolved quite well, and I at least give them that much credit. But as I started like losing touch with games, and that aspect of the humor started to get lost on me, the kind of both Gabe and Tycho are kind of assholes aspect of the humor became more pronounced and unavoidable. Watching the ship autopilot in Zone is kind of mesmerizing, and I think it's still speeding up. It's way better than I am. Zone looks so nice. Like, Zone just looks really good. I think the Zone races might be my faves, just for pure aesthetic. But then they had the whole Dick Wolves thing, and it was just like, you know what? How about maybe we don't? I was into the good webcomics like Check's Notes, VG Cats. Alice, you're not alone. I read VG Cats for a long time. I don't know when I stopped. I think I changed computers and I lost all my bookmarks, and I just like lost the habit of it. I insert disc 2, but insert disc 2 like blew up way before it finished. What was it Nuclear Power? Was that the one where it was a retelling of Final Fantasy 1? But the four main characters were all just terrible people? I did dodge CAD. I dodged CAD, so I'm happy about that. Sluggy Freelance. I read Sluggy for a long time. It's Walkie. And It's Walkie was, like, not great. It's Walkie is just, like, is not. Weirdly, uncomfortably horny, I feel like. And I'm kind of glad that, he went on to make his own porn comic just so that he could kind of just segregated there. What else did I read? Demon, and I wish I hadn't, because I don't think I finished Demon, but it's a lot, and it's gross. VG Cats ended up bad, not for problematic reasons, but the comics just became way too long and they dragged on and on. Alright. Did VG Cats end? Like, is it still going? The Wipeout map in PlayStation All-Stars is automatically bad due to the fact that they don't use zone effect at any point. That's a sin. That's an absolute sin. D-Man? You should try the color variant D-Grayman. Wait, I feel like I know what D-Grayman is. Ogloff and Questionable Content are the only comics I still read. Sometimes I'll do an archive binge on Ogloff because it's funny as hell. Questionable Content I still read. If you'd like my recommends, I don't like have a lot of comics I follow, but Something Positive. I've been reading Something Positive forever, and the evolution of Something Positive is really something to behold. Like, I think it's like really good now, but the first like couple of years it's pretty hard to go back and archive binge it because it's so mean-spirited. It's very nasty. It's very like 90s snark, and that doesn't really resonate very well with me anymore. Sleepless Domain is a fantastic take on magical girl comics. It's done by Mary Cagle, who also did a comic of her life as a teacher in Sendai, which is how I found her Sleepless Domain. Which is weird because when I first started teaching, I was teaching in Sendai. But like our times in Sendai were completely different. Sleepless Domain though is great. It's so good. Canonically trans characters, canonically ace characters. It's like it's got the queer rep that you're looking for, but it just does a lot of work in storytelling and character building that I love. Kill 6 Billion Demons is also fantastic. It is just a joy to look at. It's an epic story and it handles its epicness like really, really well. The stakes feel like they are set early. You know where it's going to be going, and it builds to that point. It's not finished yet, but it's kind of coming in the last one or two books. It builds up to that point in a very reasonable fashion, I feel like. Very over-the-top cosmology. Action scenes are fabulous. It has... I'm using fabulous too much, but it's really like top-tier word that I've got. It has a giant kung fu baby who shows up as a background character sometimes, and I love everything about that. It's top-notch, top marks. Finished comic stuff. The Invitation by Encase is extremely not safe for work, but I find it oddly gender euphoric, so there's that. Guy summons a demon, and things happen from there. It is finished though, it is wrapped. I don't know if Not Drunk Enough is gonna finish, but I enjoyed that a lot. And that's also a very interesting comic because I think as the creator was making the comic, he kind of figured out a bunch of shit. And he came out as a trans man. And you can kind of see some of that in the comic early on, and it's a lot clearer after that midpoint, so that's pretty good. But like that one stopped at the second book with a notice up for like book 3 coming soon, and that's been up for over a year. Oh, Ogloff is like super not safe for work. Ogloff is yeah, like super not safe for work. I keep on meaning to read Lackadaisy. Prohibition era gin running cats feels like it should be up my alley, and it looks gorgeous. I've seen art from Lackadaisy, and it is really good looking, but I don't know why I never really sat down with it. I've heard great things about Lancer. I've heard really good things about Lancer. I am not in the market for any tabletop at the moment, and it would be in the queue after Hardwired Island. I really want to check out Hardwired Island because I've heard, and it advertises itself as like cyberpunk done right, cyberpunk that kind of really focuses on the class issues and isn't super orientalist and focuses a lot on hope and positive change and is very queer, and it seems like everything I read about it seems like it's ticking all the right boxes. And I don't I don't know if it actually is that, or if that's just like the kind of the surrounding discourse that I've read about it. I'm hoping that is accurate. Lancer's giant mecha mashed up with Culture series of novels. Yes. Yes. Oh, good. We've got a full recommendation on Hardwire. I love that. Hardwire Island. Is it Hardwire or Hardwired? Because I think it might be Hardwired. Like, everything I've read about it seems like it should be just totally up my alley. I don't know if it's got like a Dead Tree format version. I know there's a PDF version out, and it's been out for, I want to say it's been out for about half a year now, but it may have been longer because time is completely time. Oh, Rabbits was punning off of Ogloff's name. I like that. I saw that. I was kind of sad that only one of the characters in Hardwired Island was interesting to me. Is it? But it's an RPG, isn't it? I mean, no, it's definitely an RPG. Do you mean like one of the character classes? Are there actual like characters? I was thinking of a different game. Okay. Sorry, I was really confused for a second. I was like, what? I was thinking maybe like the representative characters that they use for the clans in Vampire. There's Hardwire Island and there's Hardwired Island. Different games. Let me check this and make sure. The one that I'm talking about? The one I'm thinking, okay, so it's 2 words, hard-wired island. So there's a space between them, and it is with the D after wire. But yeah, all the stuff I've heard about it makes it sound very good. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Lambda. So, because every now and then we'll get bot waves. So, if you do have a link, send it through to Hive, Rabbits, or Kronos. Yeah, because we've got to set up to delete links off the chump. Because we'll get these bots that'll be like, hey, do you want to buy 10,000 followers? Go to this link, and it just gets to be it's kind of a pain in the butt. But I think we could trust you well enough that if you send us somebody a link, that they'll be able to put in the chat for you. Cyberpunk erotic game. I don't. Trans cyberpunk erotic game. Like, it is very queer. And the head writer is trans, so there's going to be like trans rep going on in there. I don't know how erotic it is. I don't super get that mood from the tweets about it, but like I figure like you could probably be horny in the game. I have the feeling that like horniness is a viable mode. Rabbits was thinking about Hard-Coded, which is a not safe for work game with only trans characters. And that's why, okay, only one character was one that you were interested in. There's a transport game called Hard-Coded. Yeah, that's Cyberpunk. Okay. It's like, I feel like there's just like lots of floating stuff. Alright, I'm gonna have a hardwired is TTRPG, no explicit horniness. Yes. Yes. I mean, I figure if you wanted to make it horny, like if you wanted to be thirsty with it, you certainly could, but like you could do that with any tabletop game. I like how Rabbits made the same mistake. Well, I imagine like one has probably got more press than the other. Right. So I'm yeah. Alright. I think I'm just gonna leave Zone on for a little bit while I have a cigarette. We'll probably wrap things up. We'll start to put the bow on things around probably like 3 hours 30. I don't think pushing it too much later than that would be... I mean, it wouldn't be bad if we're just chatting, but, you know, it comes a point where I just, like, the mouth parts don't work anymore, so... I see more press about Hard-Coded than Hardwired Island. I think, like, I follow... There's a trans gal werewolf that I follow named Vex on the Twitters, and I think she put up a bunch of stuff about Hardwired Island, and that's how I started following the writer. And so I, at least like while they were still in production, because she hasn't been like posting a lot about it now that it's complete, but while they were doing the lead up to actually selling it, She was tweeting a lot about, like, here's classes that we're doing, and this is, I mean, you know, basically the kind of self-promotion that you would do if you were doing a thing on the internet. I seem more pressed about Hardwired Island, but that's because I'm in the indie RPG space. Because some people I'm friends with. And Hive says I've seen Hardwired Island in the ether, but Hardcoded popped up more for a bit. Well, Hardcoded does sound very flashy. I'm not saying that necessarily in a bad way or not, but it feels like it's got a concept that's just gonna catch people. I'm in the opposite land as far as this goes. I somehow managed to, like, before figuring my shit out, I somehow managed to just, like, follow a ton of trans furries. So, like, that's still a significant chunk of my Twitter follows. And I haven't really changed up. Like, I haven't done a cull of the follower list in a long time. I probably should. Like, cut out the folks that I don't really pay attention to, and cut out the bots from the folks that are following me. Because I know I've got a couple bots on my ass, but... And tabletop RPG folks are really bad on actively playing into that mix-up with video games, it feels. Okay. I muted every tabletop keyword on Twitter because it's sad to be excited for a game. Think it's a video game. Ah, yeah. That's super fair, rabbits. I just assume that I can't buy anything, so I don't tend to get excited for things in the same way. So it doesn't... Like, I don't generally get that FOMO for something unless it's, like, really special, like it really stands out. So usually for me, it's just like, oh, that's neat. I'm glad people are working on this kind of stuff. Neko Navy has everything you need. I mean, you're not wrong, Kronos. You're not wrong. Oh shit, that reminds me. Kronos, did you watch that video I sent you? About, like, the supposedly hidden zone in Nier Automata that so far has only showed up in one person's game? But people are like, it's gotta be modded, but if it's modded, it's the most ambitious modding project that anybody has ever fucking done. If you gotta visit a website to find out that the game promoted on Twitter is a tabletop, not a video game, it seems intentional. That's fair. That's super fair, rabbits. And I do not begrudge you at all feeling a little bit salty about that. In fact, I kind of would rather have a better word than salty, because salty kind of implies that it's not an appropriate reaction. No, even better! Kronos! Yoko Taro's response to that was like, if you want any answers, please check my bio. And his bio explicitly says that he can't answer any questions about products that he works on. It's beautiful. I fucking love it. One of my, Alice says a couple of my friends wrote stuff for Beam Saber, which is another big indie RPG game that is not Lancer. Indie, keyword here, big indie RPG mech game that's not Lancer. Yes. And Hive says, yes, it does kinda, or they expect anyone interested in it is going to know that because of the people who did the thing are tabletop people, and so they don't feel the need to say. Which is like, that's also kind of, that is kind of shitty though, Hive, because like, crossover between the tabletop and video game spaces is not unheard of. like, I mean, I know, well, I know of, like, we're not personally acquainted, but Dennis Detwiller, who I primarily know of from Tabletop, because he did all the work on Delta Green, but apparently he became a semi-big wheel in video games with Warner Brothers, and did like a bunch of work on, what was it, one of the Lord of the Rings games, the ones that had the Nemesis system in it that everybody thought was just king shit. Like, Detwiller did all the work on that. I know that John Tynes, who also is Delta Green and did Unknown Armies, did writing for... Shit, what game was it? The one where you turn into a monster. Prototype. I can't remember if it was Prototype 1 or Prototype 2, but he's got writing credits on that. Hive says, I've been looking into Beam Saber and Lancer 2, but I can't play them because I got no one to play with. That's the giant mood, Hive. And that's why, like, I'm not really in market for any tabletop games unless it's something where, like, I would just really love to read the rulebook because I am invested in the setting, because I just can't play. There's just nobody around. Alice says, is also a thing that happens with board games, from what I've seen. About the crossover confusion, yeah. And Rabbit said it's also why I started muting tabletop folks who don't do video games. And that's a totally fair response. I stopped following Detwiller because I knew he was just going to be absolutely insufferable with Corona, because he's, like, he seems like a decent person, and he's not generally nearly as negative as his writing is, because his writing is extremely negative, but, like, he's very much got that, I moved to Canada for the competent healthcare system, so suck it, Americans. And that was, like, kind of bullshit to read even before Corona. Alice says, I'm that weirdo who barely plays tabletop but buys the books just to read lore. Alice, that was me. Yo, I gave away a full set, just about, of vampire books before I came to Japan. But I had all the vampire books. Well, I had most of the vampire books. I had a big chunk of Wraith. I had no small amount of Changeling. I had Call of Cthulhu, and all the Delta Green stuff for Call of Cthulhu. And I gave away most everything before I came here, because it was just like, I had too much. I couldn't bring it. I still have my Unknown Armies books. I'm gonna have to really sit down and do a reread of Unknown Armies 2nd edition and 3rd edition, because I'm in a very different place in my life than I was when I picked up Unknown Armies, and I loved Unknown Armies. Like, the setting of it was very much my thing, but I wonder, as I've changed, if it will have aged as well as it has in my nostalgia. Chrono says, I have a Mancala board, and I play it solo and make bets on which side wins. I'm okay with that, Chronos. I'm not going to throw a single piece of shade your way. I will not. There's no reason that you've got to be heavily invested in 90s era tabletop books. Lambda says I had all the Wraith books. I loved the art in the Wraith books, and I loved the setting of it. I did not have the Showa book, because even in the 90s, I was like, you know what? I saw the book that White Wolf did on the Roma, and I saw Clan Book Ravnos, and there is no fucking way that White Wolf is gonna handle the Showa in any possible level of nuance. So I avoided that one. I didn't pick that one up. I did have Wraith Great War, though, which was pretty killer. Hyde says, I loved that game because it seemed like Monolith Productions was going to be doing fun things with AI interactions, like how Fear had lovely enemy AI stuff, and said it was just a sign of how deep in the WB minds Monolith are trapped. Hold on, what did I miss? Oh, Shadow of Mordor. Okay, gotcha. Hyde says, the one person who wanted to run a tabletop with me got a bunch of people who never played tabletops before, and someone who hates hard sci-fi, and tried to get us to play Traveler? What the absolute fuck? Did they not get the memo on how you ease people into shit? Cause that's not how you ease people into shit. I'm surprised they didn't have you try to play Ogre. Yeah! I am very much with you on the protracted yeah there, Lambda, because... yeah... White Wolf made a lot of decisions. Decisions that only a bunch of comfortable... middle class to upper middle class secure white guys could make. And I will give White Wolf credit, like, there's stuff they did right. And they added something into the tabletop space that needed to be there. They made games that could be attractive to audiences that were wildly different than what tabletop had kind of morphed into over the years. They were pretentious as hell, but, you know, I guess they kind of sort of earned it. But there were some they made choices, and those choices did not always bear the best fruit. This soundtrack has me wondering if the Thumper devs played Wipeout. I do not know what Thumper is. I mean, I know what Thumper is from Bambi, and I only remember what Thumper is from Bambi because of fucking House of Leaves. Because there's a character who's got a Thumper tattoo and also has a tattoo that says the happiest place on earth someplace on her body. But that detail stuck with me, apparently. Thumper game. Ooh. Wow, that looks like a whole thing. I kind of hate this monster that's chasing you. I'm assuming that it's chasing you, or are you supposed to be driving directly towards it? It does have a look to it, though. It very much has a Wipeout-esque look. Biometal art. Huh. Was it good? Hive, would you say that it was good? They fell into the edgy trap. I mean... yeah. Wait. The ladder... oh, you're racing toward it. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, White Wolf, that era of White Wolf stuff is very extremely of its time. And I don't know that it was super out of place. Oh, it's a rhythm game. Because I was just looking at the images that came up in image search. But there were definitely things that, I mean, it wasn't like there was a big usage of sensitivity readers at the time, but they definitely could have used a more diverse set of writers who could have maybe taken them aside and been like, okay, I see where you're going with this, but this is just like a really bad idea. And this is not how you want to do it. Hive says apparently about Thumper that is apparently it's quite good, and even trippier in VR. That sounds really cool. That sounds absolutely cool. I guess is it relatively new? Let me check out if I could find a release date. Because this is honestly the first... Okay, so... We've got YouTube videos going back to 2016, so... Not new. Brave, the hellish void. Blistering speed. Brutal physicality. I don't know if I need... brutal physicality. Honestly, in my life. I could use things with fewer hard and sharp edges, if we're to be perfectly honest. The publisher's name is Drool? That's an interesting choice for a publishing company. They? Wait, did I miss a... They? Oh, They Fashion It, a rhythm game. Gotcha. You're all good. I think I slapped the Y in there in my brain anyways. Wait. Alright. I'm really enjoying like the 3 different conversations we're having at the same time, and I mean that unironically. Like this is a hoot. But we blasted past 3 hours, and we hopped past 3 hours and 30. And as much as it might amuse me, I'd watch some gameplay at some point. I probably oughta. As much as it would amuse me to push things to a full 4 hours to make it even, I am starting to yawn more often, and that's probably a good sign that I should put a bow on things, because I do need to upload this before I go to bed. What's the ribbon that we tie on this? I just basically I appreciate y'all. I do. This was a I should away. You should get the sleep, Hive. I am doing the wrap right now. Like, if you want to stick around for, like, just maybe 2 more minutes, but if you need to sleep right now, please do that, and have the sweetest and most comfortable dreams. Buttons, thank you so much. I really love that you could drop in tonight. That means an awful lot. This whole stream has meant a lot to me. It's nice to have everybody just generally being chatty. It was a pretty busy chat for us for the night, and I always enjoyed that. Being very kind and patient ears and bouncing a few ideas off, that was very helpful to me. All of this has just been excellent. Our schedule tomorrow, I know we're going to be streaming tomorrow, and we'll be doing dreams. As much as I would like to do LBP, I think we could do, there's a big dreams event going on that might be fun to check out, so we'll do that one. I do not know what next week is going to look like because I have not gotten a schedule from my boss yet. So I'll let you know as soon as I know. We're probably going to do, just to be safe money-wise, our next semi-long form is going to be the DLC for Gravity Rush 2. We'll do the Raven DLC. That should at least see us through for a couple of weeks. I don't think it's going to be a full, like, 18 episode like Gravity Rush 2 was, but I think we should probably be able to get, like, at least a couple of weeks out of that. And that'll give us a little bit of a buffer for us to... It isn't that long if I recall correctly. I mean, it's got to be more than at least 2 episodes for us, though. 2 to 3 streams, if I'm not misremembering. That's... I mean, that's at least a bit of a buffer. Till I can figure out if I can afford to get Biohazard 8. Biohazard 8 is reasonable in price, but I would like to have, like, at least one more paycheck in my pocket before I put down on it. But yeah, we'll figure out August as soon as we can. So, as always, please do be drinking all the water that you need to be drinking. If you've got the spoons for it, eat as much as your body tells you need. But at the very least, you know, once a day, make sure that you're getting some food in you. If you've got medications, please be taking those medications on schedules. And please do remember that there are a lot of people out here that are rooting for you, that want you to be safe, that want you to have good lives, and I'm only one of those people. There are way more people than just me. So if you're feeling alone and you're feeling a little bit lost, know that there's other folks out there that have got you in mind. But that does it. I got no more fuel in the tank. That does it for us here this go about. So from me, Bisco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.